Oh, they finally pushed that through?
Well, apparently.
We're live on YouTube.
Okay.
Someone lost the paperwork.
That's what happens.
For a week.
Yeah.
I hate people sometimes, but I still love you guys.
It's a strong word.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Welcome back to 13 Card Subject Exchange, the show that is once again live, has some better mics, and Canada's still burning.
Yeah, they gotta stop.
That is like I know they're trying to like contribute to the heart issues of our current president, as are many people, but like you can't make it that obvious that it hurts everybody.
When we say smoke them out, this is not what
That's
we
not
mean.
what we were going for. No.
Okay, he likes to drink Diet Coke and he likes McDonald's. They're helping with his heart.
Well, you know what? They need to keep helping. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. Welcome back to the show, folks. Anyway, so I'm going to sit here and drink my nondescript colored drink. Leroy just popped a can of an undescript drink that he will not be saying the name of or alluding to any way that drink exists, Leroy. Understood?
Why, yes. I will not.
I thought that'd be a lot harder. But anyway. All right. So anyway, we're going to start things off today. You know, Jesse, you fancy yourself a nerd.
Yes, I do.
You fancy yourself a numbers guy.
I do.
You know, you have a very large business background.
I do.
So I would like to run some numbers for you off and open up the show with a little bit of a topic here. So we've been talking a lot about delusion and summer camp. Is what we've been talking about.
Okay.
So this will all make sense in a wrestling context really quickly.
Delusion of grandeur or just delusion?
Grandure's a strong word.
Okay,
anyway,
I'm just checking.
So Jesse, let me throw some numbers at you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a business, and I'm going to tell you that the employees of this business are currently asking to get. We'll say the phrase is pay us what you owe us. Well, you know, we'll just say that. Now, Jesse, I'd like to also point something out. This business has been around for 3 decades. Has just recently had a year where they lost $20 million total and are now asking to be paid equal to their male counterparts in the same sport who didn't lose $20 million last year but made $17.5 billion.
Correct.
So
I know what you're talking about.
I would think some of our fans know exactly what I'm talking about. Ladies, and by the way, I'll just say this off rip. Kelsey Plume, once again, Tiger Woods went through some shit. Every single golfer never said a goddamn word because he made them rich as hell.
True.
Okay? Don't piss off the fans by telling them the golden goose isn't worth what it's worth. All I'm going to say to that, but hey, you've had a lucky break in your career to make more money than the average player. But you know what? Women hate women. That's just a fucking fact. We're not going to go anywhere more into that. But Jesse, the thing about it is that we have a world in which the WNBA players are continuing to not understand that last season they only lost $20 million.
Yeah.
Now that is the equivalent of what billionaires turn around and say.
Which is kind of crazy. They only lost 20.
But Jesse, they're on pace this year to lose 50 because Caitlin Clark has been more injured. And by the way, here's some more numbers, Jesse. Do you think it's the rest of the league or Paige Buckner, the hot sensation rookie, that are making it so that when the WNBA announced that a certain player would not be in the All-Star game, ticket prices dropped 48% before the game, and they still didn't sell out? But yet they've got people in the stands with signs and chants and wonderful soliloquies about paying them what they owe them and all this other kind of stuff. And, you know, when I comment on a Facebook post with what money and someone comments the revenue, and my response is simply, what revenue are you referring to?
To be fair to the women's basketball players, right?
Yeah.
They don't lose the kind of money that women's soccer loses.
Which is weird because women's soccer wins.
Yeah, but
The issue with soccer in America, though, is that we only care about it every 4 years, so that's really kind of hard to make a consistent living at it.
which is why most of them usually play in other countries.
Right, yeah. But anyway, Jesse, now we go over to the counterparts who are sitting there with this delusion of not understanding that, Jesse, in the wrestling business, none of them understand it. Now, Maddie and Nick do. We'll get to their loser pieces of crap asses later because, wow, are they as uninteresting as ever. But anyway, Jesse, we've been trying to, and again, going back to what I was saying, Jesse, when Tiger Woods went through everything, he embarrassed himself, his now ex-wife, his children, the PGA, his family,
That's right.
that thing. But
How
again,
did he shame that?
but again,
Oh, too many women.
Jesse,
Not enough.
Jesse,
okay,
when
sorry.
when did the other golfers who for years were beat by him, couldn't win because of him, when did they start to talk shit about him?
I think only Phil had said something, but it wasn't even about him as a golfer.
Right.
He was just like, well, it's disappointing that he's that kind of man or some shit.
But he gave a very political answer
Right.
when it came to the fact that, Jesse, every single person on the PGA Tour knows that they have a lifestyle because of one man. A half black, half Asian man who made the sport of golf
about to say
a lot of fucking money.
a lot more popular than it already
Well,
was.
but Jesse, let's remember, before Tiger Woods, the PGA Tour, pardon me, was you showed
Have a
up.
drink.
You showed up, and they were splitting a pot of maybe $1 million.
Right.
Now you show up to the PGA. If you make the cut, you're making $1 million for that weekend.
Right.
Like, Jesse, he took golf into a stratosphere that no one understood. Now, golf was already seen as sort of like a privileged sport. Golf was already kind of seen as like above. It was country club.
Right.
But, Jesse, country clubs still didn't make the kind of money that Tiger Woods brought to the PGA Tour.
No.
And that is why, Jesse, when you look at these lists of the last 25 years of the last century and some lists of all time, Tiger Woods' prime is probably still one of the greatest overall athletes to ever live. Not just because of the way he dominated the sport, but because, Jesse, he did the only thing that grown-ass adult men have ever understood about sports. He made them a lot of money.
Right.
Now, here's another example for those of you that think, oh, Tiger's the only example. No. Jesse, we've already talked about it on the show, but we need to go into depth to explain to people who maybe didn't listen to that episode.
Okay.
Patreon for $1. In 1992, the NBA sent a lot of their players to this thing called the Olympics.
Yep.
And they called it the Dream Team.
Correct.
Arguably the greatest collection of basketball players maybe ever assembled in any sport ever.
Real.
Right. So, but yet, what's really funny to me is, do people not remember that in 1992 there was this guy in the NBA who right now goes by, pick the nickname, Big Cactus, Shaq Diesel, a bad Shazam movie that still exists. But anyway,
Big Aristotle.
yeah, exactly. But just Jesse, Shaq was a member
The
of
Papa
the
Pizza Man.
NBA. Shaq, don't even talk about that one. But Jesse, the problem that people don't understand is that if you go look at the 1992 Olympic men's roster, Shaq's not on it.
No.
Shaq was not picked to be on that team. You know who you will see? A white guy known as Christian Laettner,
Correct.
who was still in college, who again was white in a very predominantly black sport, but had won 2 national championships, was eligible to be on the roster, and had a brand. Jesse, when the U.S. Olympic Committee said this past Olympics, we are not in the business of growing the sport of women's basketball. We're in the business of winning. And now the entire league is complaining about not getting paid. It's almost like when the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, and MLB has an opportunity to go global, they suck that damn tit dry before they fucking walk out of that country.
Yeah.
Jesse, how many people in the country of Japan fill the stadium for preseason games for Shohei Ohtani being the only Japanese player?
60,000 is what.
Okay, when they added another Japanese player, how many more people entered into the Tokyo Dome to watch the fucking Dodgers play a game?
10,000 to 70,000.
Okay, so what you're telling me is when you're fighting for your cut of the revenue, you need to look at every bit of leverage that you have.
Right.
And Jesse, although yes, we always talk about in a battle of billionaires and millionaires, the billionaires will always win. But Jesse, you don't make an investment in a pro sports team to lose money.
Correct.
That is not the point. So in the end, collective bargaining gets done because everyone's losing money. Because unlike AEW, which doesn't lose this kind of money every year, despite even the crazy cost, when you're losing $100 million every couple of weeks, Jesse, you tend to take notice.
Right.
You tend to notice that your bank account's a little bit short of $100 million.
And the pockets feel kind of light.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
It'd be nice to have that in my pocket.
when you are the employees of said company that has yet to make a profit in its 30-year history, I would think the average person would tell you, be happy you make any living off of it.
Sure.
But then you sit there and you say things like, and Angel, sweetie, you are not the person to be forwarding these talks. We'll sit out if we have to. Oh, so you'll save these men money? You'll save them money by not playing and not making them pay you.
Yeah, that's about right.
And all
You're
this
gonna
other.
sit on
But
your
yet,
ass.
Jesse, now here's some more numbers. Did you know, and I'm being facetious, in her rookie year, Caitlin Clark was averaging 13,000 tickets sold on away games.
Yeah.
The Las Vegas Aces, who at the time were the 2 or 3 times straight defending WNBA champions, because they had formed a super team,
Right.
have moved their opening game against the Indiana Fever to the NBA Stadium of Las Vegas. And by the way, Leroy, in case you didn't know, Caitlin Clark had not officially been drafted yet. In fact, the Indiana Fever were projected to take her, and they were already assuming that they were going to need 10,000 more seats.
And they needed more cowbell.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese, and by the way, to those people saying just because the Wolves waived the girl they drafted after Angel Reese and they missed out, no, the Wolves are doing just fine.
I'll bring your mic closer to you.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No. The Lynx are doing just fine. They're the number 1 team in the NBA. Or the WNBA. They don't need to worry too much about somebody that just.
No,
wasn't
they're
gonna be around.
doing quite well this
Yeah,
year.
exactly. Anyway, Jesse,
Well,
Angel
it's
Reese, on the
Dynasty
other
years ago.
hand,
Yeah.
was a part of multiple 14,000 person games in her rookie year.
Correct.
Oddly enough, Caitlin Clark was on the other side of all these games. We're not here to speculate,
Well, we know who took the L's.
Caitlin Clark put over 15,000 people in that barn in Iowa for an exhibition game against Brazil's women's basketball team. Angel Reese, who won a national championship at LSU, oddly enough, the same college that Shaq went to,
Right.
and she couldn't fill that stadium up 1/4 of the capacity for the same exhibition game.
Right.
What I'm getting at is, Jesse, if they want to sit out, I don't think the owners are going to lose sleep over the WNBA not being on television.
Now, I will say, to be fair,
Now, they might lose sleep that Caitlin Clark's not on television.
they are not losing their asses anymore.
No.
Losing $20 million is one thing, right? Because anytime we look at like the NFL's numbers and things of that nature, the NFL does very, very, very good every year. But they're like I told people, they are now not really a sport in America. They are a religious institution.
Exactly. Exactly.
NHL hockey, which probably. Listen, I know we're in the north, and no one likes to hear this, but probably the least of the 4 popular sports.
Oh, without a doubt.
Um,
I would almost say 5th, just because I think if you give them a couple of years, the Savannah Bananas will probably take over with their new league.
Yeah, it's true.
that would be sad.
I don't know. The Bananas are funny.
They're going to be on a CW here shortly.
It's hard to hate hockey. So
What are you
I love
doing
hockey.
over there?
It's Leroy. I love that I have to keep reminding you. Stop bringing attention to problems in the studio. Seriously, sometimes I wonder why we have you with a microphone. You give away sponsorships that aren't ours, and you. and you just keep
It's-
pointing things out you don't need to.
It's been a while since I've done that.
But
That's because Jesse's been editing you out.
there is. Here's the thing about the woman doing this, and they're not going to sit out and, regardless of like what was gained, what was lost.
Yeah.
The WNBA is on the uptick.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely.
Because luckily,
But
it's not just Caitlin Clark. I mean, all the women players have gotten a lot better, and the game is more exciting to watch. Now
the scores are no longer in the 50s and
right.
60s.
Now the problem is that the NBA/ and WNBA both have an officiating problem they deeply need to fucking deal with, because it's disrupting both games. It's really
and
bad.
by the way, guys, I'm sorry, but just because somebody didn't like a couple of jokes of the ESPYs, that he was one of the better hosts they've had over the past few years. Like, get over yourselves. It's entertainment.
I mean, the
Athletes can't laugh at themselves.
I didn't,
Dude, that was a good joke.
Everyone's in foul trouble. Shay, everyone knows that if you played in Michael's era, even though your teammate wants to act like Shay would cook Michael, I'm like, no, let me explain how this works. Shay would go get those ticky-tacky things. The second that one of those enforcer guys saw him fall to the ground and get a call, Jesse, that guy's going to sit there and say, all right, well, next time you fall, I'm going to make sure it hurts. That's the thing. These days, you can't take the pot shots like you used to be able to.
There was nothing wrong with the SGA joke.
There wasn't anything wrong with. I still love how he was able to be like, there's the 4-time WNBA All-Star. Oh wait, no, that's my wife who's never played a day in the WNBA. But anyway, now we'll get to wrestling, Jesse. The difference right now and the issue currently involving the AEW roster is, Jesse, we've been talking about this forever. They are all in a world of endless summer camp, not understanding that right now they have a boss that Triple H doesn't have to answer to, because Triple H has to answer to investors and ownership, Nick Khan. Jesse, there is one person ultimately in charge of AEW, and that person is not spending the kind of money that the WNBA owners are spending to try to get a league going, because, Jesse, at the end of the day, he doesn't need it to make a dime.
He might be spending more. Like, seriously, we should literally investigate. He might be spending more money.
Yeah.
Than the WNBA teams. But,
I think he is.
But
Either that or
basically, Jesse, what I'm getting at is
he's not drinking as much Coke now.
Jesse, it's very funny to me because,
yeah.
remember, the players will not embrace Caitlin Clark. They're clearly not understanding that the golden goose is there for the taking,
right,
and they won't do anything with it. But then you look at AEW, and Jesse, they invested in a potential golden goose, and they have completely botched it. Now, he's not without blame, but Jesse, let's look at the 3 signings that are ultimately the biggest signings in the history of AEW. Mercedes Moné, that's your women's division. Jesse, we all know it's never going to be the money-making division.
Right.
It's just the way the sport has been since the dawn of time.
Well, it's just the way they've worked.
Right. Jesse, Okada is more of a legacy signing. He's more of a, holy crap, this guy's in America and on my TV consistently. And he clearly is going to end up in WWE and make real money.
Right,
but anyway,
right.
but Jesse, then there's another guy who was in between those two.
Right.
And Jesse, the rise and fall of the momentum of AEW has to include not only the fault of Will Ospreay, but now the questions of why. Why does the WNBA not embrace Caitlin Clark? I don't think it's ownership that won't embrace her. It's the players. But now, what? But now,
Wait,
what is?
Are we asking why is Will Ospreay?
I think we are.
Who is Will Ospreay?
Where is Will Ospreay?
No, that's the problem.
What
Leroy.
is Will
No,
Ospreay?
Leroy. All those questions are answered. Who? Former former New Japan Pro Wrestling World Champion, IWGP Champion. Where? Always in England, except for one day a week. And what is one of the absolute best talents in the world when produced by people who know what they're doing? Why is Will Ospreay? Is the question that, you know what, Jesse? I think Will is starting to ask. Now, let me relate this to what we've been talking about for the first 15 to 20 minutes of the show. Jesse, the difference in right now is I gave you one stat in that whole thing, and I want people to think back to it. 48% is what they dropped ticket prices to try to fill an arena for the All-Star weekend of the WNBA.
Sure.
Jesse, Drake Maverick recently came out and said, and we've chronicled it so many times, a WWE live event, not WrestleMania, not Raw, not SmackDown,
Right.
not a B pay-per-view, not even an NXT show, not even a live taped show, a live event they were willing to give back every dime they made off of tickets, still put on the show, still give the same production value, the same roster that was promised, but one person couldn't show up, and they offered a refund to anyone who would take it. So, Jesse, in your business mind, yes or no, in theory, there could have been zero ticket money made at that show based on the factors.
Sure.
Okay, so my question to you is this: with Will Ospreay, or in general, we'll go down the whole list. Is there one person in this company that Jesse? Okay, let's not even give them the Undertaker treatment. Let's give them the Caitlyn Clark treatment. Is there a single person in this company that is so big that the company itself is going to go out on a limb and eat the check to offer 48% of the refund?
As AEW, you're saying?
Yes, because we all know with Undertaker, they're going to offer a full refund. Caitlyn, they were offering $48 or 48% off the original ticket price. In AEW, the biggest problem is not, and WNBA, here's my point. It's not the talent. It's not even the ownership. It's the fans that are the problem. Because the fans of AEW, the biggest mistake every one of you has made, you will watch and you will watch and you will go to the show no matter what the card is. Tony Khan doesn't have to learn a lesson because he is going to fill up an arena, even though it's a small number. I'm not even here to laugh at that right now because I'm trying to have a serious numbers business conversation. Jesse, whether it's the 14,000 from the first show, whether it's the 72,000 in Wembley, whether it's the 23 to 30,000 that Dave said was a huge win in Arlington. Dave had a rough week with numbers.
He has that quite often.
Oh, but it was bad. Oh, my God. The defense he made for the ratings. Oh, my God.
Me and my friends watch on Max, so they cleared 800,000 easy.
No, they didn't.
Anyway, no, but Jesse, is there anyone there that would make these fans not still pay the ticket price? No. And
Not
that's
anymore.
No, thank you. But Jesse, that's
I think the only one that was there before he retired was Sting. That's the only person that you legitimately can say, yeah, if he's not there,
well,
why
but
do
see,
I wanna
now
be
we
there?
go back to the problem of Jesse. It's not Leroy's not wrong when you look at name recognition, but Jesse, the fans of AEW, the diehards, Jesse, Vince had to change because he ended up getting 6,000 people for a Raw. That's not good. That's a bad situation. Now, the ratings, like you've always chronicled, they've never dipped to doomsday.
Right.
And that was part of why Vince never fully made the turn.
Right.
But, Jesse, the diehards of AEW are the real problem because you have an inexperienced child booker who doesn't feel like he does anything wrong because no one tells him he's doing anything wrong. So we can't put the full blame on him entirely. But now we have to also sit here and ask ourselves, Jesse, what if the sickos, the diehards, we'll call them to be nice, what if they only got 400 people to a Dynamite? Do you think Tony would apologize? Do you think Tony would all of a sudden sit there and say, wait, what about this great card I did? And all of a sudden be like, you know, Tony, maybe if half the card from last week were actually booked for the show, you might get some consistency in viewership. I'm going to let you take the floor now and basically let you respond to all these numbers. But I think the biggest problem in AEW, and it was obvious after All In when you realize no one gave a shit about Dynamite. Jesse, there is a large group of people.
They have a real issue, by the way, with following up after a big show. They have a real, Leroy, they have a very big, it's not Vince levels of post-WrestleMania bad yet, but they have a big issue following pay-per-views.
From what I've seen in different reviews from different people or from both you guys, they have a hard setting up pay-per-view, and it's even worse when they come out of it.
It's almost like
I don't know.
Jesse, it's almost like they have their best shows when Tony doesn't have to prepare or follow up the pay-per-view. Because, Jesse, I had this conversation.
It seems like he has a hangover before the pay-per-view, and he has a hangover
Well, the
after
problem
the
really
pay-per-view.
is that, Jesse, AEW did what they're one of the few things they're good at with All In. They pulled the wool over everyone's eyes, and they made people actually make statements that were basically this simple. I got to admit, WWE's been kind of stale. AEW's all of a sudden really up there. I'm like, yeah, no one was saying that before the show. Nobody was anywhere near believing it in the build-up to All In, but because you're hyped over one night of pretty good action, I gave it a 3.5.
Right.
It was a good show. But Jesse, they consistently don't get it, the fans, that you can't. Jesse, numbers are the only thing that will ultimately run the world. 48% of the ticket price went down because one person wasn't there. Okay? That's a real number. That's a real number. And by the way, the other number is WWE still seems to put a hell of a lot more people in a TV taping than you guys can. And if WWE, Jesse, tomorrow wanted to do what you talked about last week and do a Dome Raw or a Dome SmackDown, you don't think they'd put more than 23,000 people in those seats?
To be fair, they basically sold out Birmingham last week, so, anything's possible. It's, oh, God, the Dynamite after All In wasn't great at all. It's just, and you get tired of constantly hearing, oh, it's a great show. Everything's better. And I'm like, increments, by increments. So I'm like, so now we're having the Vince McMahon conversation about AEW. It's all increments. Okay. Now the problem for them, and the biggest problem for him, is where Vince had a big time unlikability factor. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And by the way, we can safely say, unbiasedly, Tony doesn't have that.
No.
Tony is very much without that issue.
That's his problem, though. That's probably his biggest problem. The wanting to be friends and wanting the talent to almost like a loyalty thing, and it just
Jesse,
it doesn't work.
Jesse, he can't separate business from pleasure. And the problem that we're understanding, and by the way, it's so prevalent now. Blake Monroe, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page.
Right.
Jesse, let's look at those three people individually for a second here. Ethan Page. Jesse, he had to feed his family. He had 77 dates.
Right.
Tony didn't give a shit then about his fucking house. That's a real family business, Tony.
Right.
Way to go, buddy. You made this guy move to the fucking States, which, by the way, TNA never had him do.
No.
And all of a sudden, you're just like, yeah, I'm done playing with this toy. Don't care that you just had to go 77 days away from your wife and kids after moving in to a new home. So guess what? he goes to the company that offered stability, real money, and an opportunity.
Right.
Wow, that's Ethan's fault, apparently, according to the internet. Jesse, Ricky Saints sat at home for a year and was healthy.
Yeah.
He wanted to work. He wanted to wrestle. He wanted to go. Tony was done playing with him. Ricky Starks was no longer a hot commodity. He was also butthurt because CM Punk ultimately was a friend of Starks, wanted to work with Starks, and anything attached to CM Punk and AEW is like,
a no fucking no.
No fly zone there.
Well, he also had another friend there. I don't know, our number one starring quarterback.
Well, to be
Cody,
fair,
too.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody was always... See, Cody left because Cody was asked to do something. See, here's the deal. Tony Khan made a mistake with Tony, the complete opposite of the rest of the roster.
Cody, you mean?
Yeah, well, no. Tony Khan made one mistake with Cody that he didn't make with the rest of the roster. The rest of the roster, he ghosts. Cody, he kept speaking to, but asked him to not be an executive vice president anymore. And Cody was like, wait a second. I'm doing the press tours.
Right.
I'm handling talent. I'm doing all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
Why do I have to give this up? Why doesn't Kenny have... Kenny was hurt most of this time anyway.
Yes, he was.
What were Maddie and Nick doing except filming a bad reality show and sitting at home for getting suspended?
Right.
And meanwhile, Cody was going through the roads, no pun intended. I mean, he was doing what you were saying. Jesse, you said it last week. He made a title relevant.
Yes, he did. One that doesn't even matter now.
And his brother's got it.
Yeah,
His
his
brother
brother has it right now, so it don't
because
matter.
they're so butthurt that Cody is now the biggest star in the world, they're not even going to acknowledge the fact that the first champion was his brother.
Right. The first time the guys held a singles title in like 30 years.
Yeah, I don't remember when the time Dustin
But I'm
held the
just
title.
sitting here and I'm saying to myself, guys,
99. Wow.
guys, and now we'll get to Blake Monroe. Jesse, this girl just put on, and I will say it in totality, as Paul Heyman always says, it means more when you say it in totality. The best women's rivalry in North America in 30-plus years.
No doubt.
And she all of a sudden wasn't getting a phone call because one person had to put out a rumor that she wanted to have some interest in WWE? Holy shit, Tony. You think that all of a sudden you're coming back into the wrestling game?
Right.
It's like, Tony, you're sitting here getting into the wrestling game thinking, I've created a wonderland where no one will ever want to go to WWE. Tony, it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't.
And the problem is, Jesse, what is your number one hatred? It's fans who just can't be happy for talent.
Fickle fans?
Jesse, Blake Monroe is now in WWE. All of a sudden, she's no good. All of a sudden, the same character in WWE that was in AEW that was making them all buy the tickets that they were all looking forward to, everything was off the charts. Now we got another blonde, Mama Wayne. Oh, my God, that pre-tape, like, that was the final edit? Oh, my God, Leroy, I need to send you the video. It was so bad.
I keep telling you she's worse than porn actress.
It wasn't even her. Nick Wayne was terrible as well.
He was trash.
That pre-tape was awful.
He was garbage.
They let that
And
go
by
to
the
air?
way, why is Kip Sabian still there?
I don't know. But anyway, but just Jesse, the fans are now saying Mariah May was nothing.
That's crazy, bro.
And I'm like, guys.
That's crazy work.
You won't even admit that you spent money because what was your main event? Oh, yeah. Tony Storm and Mariah May.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about this past week. I was about to say it would probably be Mortos again.
No.
He wasn't featured this. Yeah.
Jesse.
I haven't seen him lately.
He's on Collision.
That's why.
Back where he belongs.
But no, Jesse.
Yeah.
For 3 big shows. The big match that, by the way, one of them should have gone on last, but they didn't. But that was only because Bryan Danielson was retiring.
He's back.
You know, Jesse, I think we really need to just have a conversation about Bryan Danielson at
He's
some
back
point.
for some reason.
Because we'll get to him later. But no, Jesse, what I'm getting at here in this long soliloquy is the fans of AEW need to start standing up and realizing they're the biggest problem. Do you want to know why sports franchises, Jesse, at some point kind of have to get better? Because no one buys tickets.
That's right.
No one goes to the games. The Lakers had to go get LeBron James and get him what he wanted because LeBron James did this weird thing where he filled Lakers games. All of a sudden, the Buss family was able to sell the team for $10 billion. Jesse, you think they're selling that team because LeBron James isn't a part of the history?
No, there's not a shot. Like, here's the thing. So, AEW, here's the thing, man. I had to get off that couch because it wasn't working. Here's the thing. I had to get off that couch. Sorry, everyone. So, here's the thing.
There we go. We see your face.
So, it's gotten to a point when it comes to AEW because I don't think the show's bad. This past Dynamite was it's another not great follow-up.
Do you think you would have enjoyed it more if it was in the middle of the month and it wasn't following All In?
Maybe.
Do we need to have the conversation finally that people need to accept the fact that, Jesse, the reason why the Attitude Era holds so much regard was because everything around it felt big. It felt like it made sense. Jesse, people want to pretend like they can watch the show in a microcosm, but they can't get away from it. They can't get away from it. I can't listen to Falling in Reverse because I think Ronnie is just such a fucking asshole.
It's the biggest problem, especially coming out of pay-per-views with AEW, is like it feels like they're back to being directionless, like immediately, and then like he tries to start new stories, but then you're wondering like, well, where the fuck are we going? Wait, what is this new story? Okay, wait, but why? Okay, I'm gonna tune in next week, but why? Like, what's really going on? And like, it doesn't grip you. Like it's. I'll preview it a little bit. The fact that, like, the first thing we see Swerve do after all that shit happened.
Shouldn't that have been, Jesse, if that was even Vince McMahon writing TV, wouldn't Swerve have either interrupted Hangman's celebration or at least gone out there first to call him out, to congratulate him?
Well, that's probably how you would think it goes, and then because you've done this whole redemption story for these two, so
pretty sparsely too.
Oh, sure, but you've done this whole redemption story. I have no problem. So, and that's the thing. I have no problem with Swerve challenging him, being one of the first guys to challenge him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He should.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know how that third match is going to go, but
like, why?
Somebody might.
Why the Okada thing? Why all of a sudden does like Don Callis care about the fucking Bucks? Like, what? Like, what's happening?
That was
here?
a really weird thing.
Yeah.
And okay, do me a favor. Let's put a bow on this so I can move on to that because we'll talk about the show, but we really need to have a conversation and we really need to analyze it and not be as joking as we are. But it's Maddie and Nick, so who cares? But no, to put a bow on this, Jesse, numbers are the only thing that drives success. Because the truth is, Jesse, if you don't want your employees to talk politics,
right,
that's because they're, quote, your employees.
Right.
But, Jesse, people wonder why certain CEOs say what they want. Well, Jesse, some of them own the bitch.
Right.
They can say what they want because they're there.
Right.
Like Jesse, celebrities, athletes, they can have their opinions because at the end of the day, they're independent contractors.
Right.
Oh, hey, Leroy, this one team has
Yeah.
a super Catholic owner. Doesn't like that, I have a stance against abortion. They cut me. Another owner's going to sign me.
That's true.
If I'm good, another owner's... Jesse, that's the thing. It's not like he wants to be the owner of the Lakers, but do you think the Lakers are ever going to do anything that's really anti-LeBron?
Well, no.
No, because Jesse, he's the one driving the ticket sales.
Well, they're probably going to trade him this offseason
Well,
at some point. Here.
yeah.
Oh, you really think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
They have no more use for him because they got Luka.
Yep.
If they didn't have Luka, it'd be different. The Lakers need stars.
They have to start building for the future.
And they
again.
have to get LeBron off the books because is he still worth $60 million? Yeah, because he's going to make you fucking $1 billion.
Right.
That's true, yes.
But in terms of what they need to start doing, they only have a finite window with Luka there
Yeah,
to try to
'cause
win a championship with Luka.
Right.
Is he almost 30?
He's 26, 27.
Okay, so he's close. Yeah, his window was closing too.
But the problem is they also need to make sure he's in shape, but that's a whole other story. But just, okay, so to put a
Yes.
pin in it, Jesse, logic and numbers will always not care about your feelings.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is that the LA Lakers needed LeBron James because even though LeBron James brings a certain culture, the Lakers had no culture. They had lost everything. They had a
fair.
decently young team, but Jesse, that young team was never going to put butts in seats,
No.
which is the point of what we're doing.
Right.
And AEW is rudderless not because they don't have an owner that is engaged
Right.
or is over the top skis crazy.
Right.
Jesse, he's not even an ego guy. I can't even call him Jerry Jones. But what he is he's paying attention to the few people that say, this is so great, we love it, and never change, and not understanding that, Jesse, every year you're supposed to grow an audience.
Right.
Every year you're supposed to have more people come in the show. Now, I agree Triple H is no longer booking for just new people the way Vince was.
No, he books for a broad audience, yeah.
But he's also booking to grow the WWE because unlike Vince, who would have rather died than see the WWE succeed without him, Triple H wants to retire probably in 10 years, go be a grandpa, and not have anything to do with World Wrestling Entertainment for the rest of his goddamn existence.
Right.
But
still
have it
having an
succeed.
investment in there, so he still gets some money from it, of course.
Jesse, is he an official investor in TKO?
He might.
Or is he just an employee?
No, he's just an employee. He pulled.
But I'm guessing.
pull his investment out.
I'm guessing Stephanie still does, or does she not?
She might.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, Leroy, is I don't think that she's invested to the level where she makes any form of decision making. I think
I don't think so.
I think that Stephanie is around because TKO sees value in her wrestling background.
Oh yeah.
That's why Stephanie's there. Has nothing to do. Rock is there because he's
I'd
on the
say-
board.
I don't know
Stephanie's there because of her history.
not her wrestling history, her wrestling knowledge and business side and stuff like that. I think is her.
No.
Well, she has a good business
Well,
mind.
yes, but Leroy, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't
Go
think
ahead.
she's not there in any business capacity.
No,
she's
right now,
talent
not at all.
right now. So her business
Stephanie
acumen,
isn't even talent anymore. She's
a special guest, essentially.
yeah, she's
Special
She's essentially a contractor right now.
Yeah,
alumni kind of.
Yeah, basically. So basically,
Okay.
her business acumen, TKO's not interested in. They don't care. Nothing against her, but it's like,
Yeah.
but it's like she doesn't factor into the board. Now Rock does because part of Ari is starting to. I'm starting to realize about Ari Manuel now that he's no longer an agent. He is obsessed with celebrities. He is obsessed with this idea.
Annoyingly fucking so.
Yeah.
So you think John Cena would be the next one near that would be kind of on the board?
Oh
Or
God,
you
no!
don't think so?
Oh God, no! John's gonna walk away from wrestling to be done with it. John doesn't want. John wants.
Well, no,
nothing to do with it.
I think he'll be behind the scenes and help him out.
No,
whatever.
no.
You don't think so at all?
All right, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you think John Cena can teach, other than giving a few pointers
Of
here and
course he
there?
could, but I don't think he has any interest in it.
Right.
He's never shown interest in it.
Oh, okay.
Not especially not like
Leroy-
long term. Like
Leroy-
like a
And
CM
I want
Punk.
to
Leroy-
shout out to everybody too that bothers him. Quit bugging him,
Who?
John Cena. I've seen too many videos where people are like, he's trying to have a personal moment with
Well,
some friends.
well,
It's like, leave him the fuck alone.
Leroy, that's just gonna happen. and
I
it's just
know.
sad. But no, Leroy. Let me take you behind the curtain here because Jesse will know this too. The people who are currently the producers of
Yes.
WWE, Jesse, that TNA talent
Mm-hmm.
knows how they got brought up, and they want to give that back because they were the little engine that could. That talent, they're teachers. their instructors, Bobby, Petey, Jamie, all those guys.
Abyss.
Right.
Yeah, Joseph Parks, yeah.
Joseph Parks, yes.
Yeah, no, Leroy.
Yeah, and I
they're
love
a
that.
special group of young men, and Molly Holly as well.
We love our hometown
But-
state girl,
But
Molly.
it's just no. They want to teach the next generation. John wants to help it, but I don't think he's interested in day-to-day laying out matches, laying out promos, explaining the psychology. I think John wants to do it as a special guest kind of thing, but I don't
Okay.
think he wants to run the road and do it. I don't think he wants to spend 15 hours a week on Zoom calls with talent while still shooting a movie. I think John just wants to be like, hey, I'm in Florida. Let me swing by the Performance Center, and everyone's going to sit there and be like, all right, today's lessons are changed because John Cena's in the damn building.
Right.
I think that's where John wants to be.
Okay.
So I don't think John is the next generation of teaching. I think that is reserved for people like the producing staff who I don't think anyone's ever going to look at Petey Williams and say, well, you never had a match in WWE other than maybe like a dark match here or there.
Probably. I think
No
so.
one's going to say Petey Williams can't put together a match. Jesse, some of his matches in the X Division, holy crap, you had to lay those things out pretty damn well.
Right.
Oh, you had to.
You had to try really hard to lay out
Well,
an X Division
I
match.
just, as the group that Triple H has going and is behind the scenes, I couldn't fathom putting those people together. I mean, in my head, I'd be like, who do I
Well, neither
want?
could Jesse and
I
I.
mean,
Neither could Jesse and I 15 years ago watching this. Like, Jesse, did you know that fucking 2009 TNA, the entire fucking X Division is basically just going to be the producers of WWE television?
no.
Jesse would have been like, "You're shitting me, what?"
Well,
Yeah, well, like I said, you could
Pull the
fucking
mic
tell
up.
me 20 years ago DX would be running WWE.
Pull that mic up, Jesse.
I wouldn't fucking believe you. Like,
oh, yeah, that is the biggest on everything. It's like,
So anyway, okay,
DX
okay,
is
okay, okay,
running
okay.
WWE. It's crazy.
We've gotten way off topic, so we got to pull this back. But Jesse,
That's normal.
well, yeah. But Jesse, to finish up this topic, because then we'll move on to everyone's least favorite topic, the Bucks.
We got to really talk about those.
We have no choice.
Oh, shit.
Jesse, what do the sickos or the diehards need to start doing if they want to have this product as presently constructed in 10 years?
right.
What do they have to do?
If AEW wants to stay the same and grow, Tony has to change. Tony has to change.
But I'm talking about the fans. How do they change Tony? Because I know they don't really want to.
That's a bad question because they can't.
They literally have to pull their head out of their ass.
They can't. It's like asking MAGA, why do you vote against your own best interests? Stupid people do stupid shit, and hatred is taught, and being a part of a clique apparently is more important than the overall health of something you're supposed to love. And that's the hardcore fan base.
Well, Jesse, you've said.
And there's no doubt Tony knows it now.
Well, Jesse, you're in a band.
And he loves it.
No, he doesn't as much.
Not anymore. But no, Jesse, you're in a band. You've always loved the genre. But does punk have this sort of resurgence where Disney puts together a record and calls all these old school bands if Green Day doesn't become as big as they are?
Wow, that's a good question.
It's not the same genre without them.
No, it's not.
The Sex Pistols never did what Green Day did.
They got popular, but they were still a part of what was kind of a pretty popular UK punk scene.
Yeah.
And a popular American punk scene that basically when the 80s came in just fucking died. Unless you were around CBGBs back then.
Well, the Ramones, as you always say, they were always there, but because of how they did punk rock, they were always going to have an audience, but they were also always going to be niche.
Well, right. They were. That's a good question. I think the best answer I could give to that question is it's hard to see how punk rock evolves without Green Day. because without their involvement and their evolvement, their evolution,
Yeah.
it's the other bands don't realize like, oh, okay, there is something here. They make a ton of money. They're as popular as any pop act you can think of. And to really relate this back to like AEW and pro wrestling, here's what's unfortunate that I think Tony Khan probably understands, but he probably will never do. He does not have to be old WWE. Everybody hates old WWE. Vince's booking, especially in the 2010s.
Yeah.
But new WWE, when people shit on it nowadays, like I tell people that Twitter is just a cesspool. But when you see, even when you get outside of Twitter and your, what's the other one? Your Reddits of the world and shit like that.
Yeah.
When you see some of the AEW fan base like dismiss it all the time, you have to come to the realization that they are so stuck on just this feeling of betrayal that they can't get over. The product's actually a lot better than what it was.
And the talent is enjoying themselves. We get a lot of flag, and recently I've been given flag for calling out wrestlers. Jesse, we're always talent first, but we're also logic first. We're also understanding that at some point
That's right.
you have to accept
That's
the
right.
fact that as talent, there's a responsibility to you, and you also have to accept the responsibility of you're not in the main event,
Right.
so why are you talking about the overall health of the business?
Right.
When Roman Reigns speaks, the wrestling world listens. When Roman Reigns speaks, the wrestling world sits back and says, oh, he's fighting for everybody. He's doing the right thing for the show. Roman Reigns is looking, Jesse, Roman Reigns going to Nia Jax and saying, you're not doing your table spot. You know what he did that I guarantee you no one in AEW does? He knows the whole card.
Right.
He's not just concentrating on himself.
Right.
Jesse's very busy on his phone these days, folks.
Sorry, I'm trying to get some money back, but I'm listening.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I think he looks back and he's learned his knowledge from his uncles and his father and his
No.
and all that too. So he knows.
No, Leroy. It's not about knowledge of the business. It's about what's in front of you, and what's in front of you is a card that has a bunch of people on it. That Roman Reigns looks at this card and he says, every single person on this card is going to affect me and my livelihood and my lifestyle. And he cares about the product.
Yeah.
And he's making his presence known. Whereas in AEW, like Jesse's trying to say, is Tony Khan is not looking at the totality of the card. He is looking at it match by match, and in a microcosm, he is saying, great match, guys. Great match. Great main event. This, that. Guys, why did the last segment happen to get me excited for the next one? Where is the flow? What is the point? Why are we here? Where is the evolution of the card?
And that's
And now
something,
we get to the devolution.
and that's something that Roman has learned over the years from his involvement in his family.
But
with
I'm not
WWE.
talking. No.
But Tony doesn't have that. He doesn't have that knowledge.
Stop. No. Leroy, pause. Time out. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not talking about knowledge. I'm not talking about out the years. That's irrelevant. Okay? That's irrelevant because I'm saying that what Roman is doing, and it very little has to do with his family and his knowledge. He's looking at what's right in front of him.
Well, yes, and what I'm referring to is his knowledge and everything he knows with wrestling is he
But what I'm saying
he
is-
cares about what's going on.
Right, but what I'm saying
That's
is
something that he.
But what I'm saying
learned.
is that Jesse's saying try not to be old WWE, be now. Tony's not even looking at what's in front of him.
Right.
Tony's not even paying attention. It has nothing to do, Leroy, you don't have to have 30 years of experience to be in the moment of your job and realize this isn't working. You don't have to have 30 years experience to be like, the house is on fire. Maybe I should put it out.
Right.
Has nothing. You don't need 30 years of being a firefighter.
you-
you don't need that.
You,
None of that
you need
matters.
You need some common sense.
Right, which is basically what we're getting at here.
Yeah.
And now we get to the devolution of, guys, I really hate to say this. Jesse, did Maddie and Nick take away the only thing that made them interesting? Not good, not relevant. They're like, I mean, they are dog shit. But the only thing that made them interesting on this show, like watching them now, this past week, Leroy, if you thought they were hard to watch because they were annoying and they were douchebags, now they're just sad.
Leroy,
I did hear about that and saw some clips. It was like, wow.
he's asking the wrong guy a question about if like they're less interesting to
But use
me.
the analytics side of you for a second here.
I can't do it. It can't be done.
Okay, here we go. This is how I feel about the Young Bucks. I still am more interested to make sure that when I poop, it looks fine
I'm
and
more
normal.
interested to see if Jesse's
than
gonna get his
worried
money
about the
back
Young Bucks.
than I am about the Young
I
Bucks.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm more concerned about that than the Young Bucks.
Let's talk about
Jesse's
it.
out money right now, folks.
I would rather
You got your money
watch.
figured out?
I'm trying to. I would rather watch Nick Jackson's wife take a shit on the American flag than answer any questions about the Young Bucks. These guys, to me, have never been interesting, have rarely been entertaining, and just. So did you know, Leroy?
I thought they were interesting when
Leroy,
years ago.
You haven't heard the news. Did you know? Just by the way, this came out of their fucking camp. Did you know? Apparently, they've done everything they can do in AEW. And they might want to go and try to get their WrestleMania moment.
I did see that and I chuckle.
Was that Brian or Dave? That
Who
said
announced? Who said that?
that? I want to say it was Brian.
So it was rumored that
I didn't see
Brian
exactly.
said that that's what he heard, but he doesn't believe it, right?
Right.
And I'm like, no, I believe it. I believe they know that no one in that company, like it's done for them. And all of a sudden, just like their buddy Cody. You mean the guy they kept constantly shitting on enough that he's finally started to break when it comes to them? That guy? Get the fuck out of here with these two.
I don't foresee the Bucks getting the Cody recommendation.
No,
Jesse, I don't see a coming soon. What do you want to talk about, Matt and Nick Jackson?
Right.
I don't see that happening anytime soon.
But watching both Monday and Friday, and even Tuesday with NXT, I don't see where they're gonna fit.
No.
If they would think about it.
No, Leroy. It's what. Okay. Again, what Jesse said was
I know
not
the rumors.
No. Hold on. It's not that they're gonna show up and insert themselves in the division and in story and this and that. It's they're talking about a WrestleMania moment because two things. One, it's something that every talent tells you, man, I wish I had that. And number two, Leroy, WWE doesn't see value in them more than one off.
That's about it.
It's
got
nothing to do with.
I totally agree.
It's got nothing to do with where they fit in NXT, where they fit in Raw, or where they fit in SmackDown. Although, as Jesse will come out and tell you, if you want to put the Young Bucks in the SmackDown Tag Division, they immediately go to the bottom because the SmackDown Tag Division is through the damn roof. Holy smokes!
Hey, honestly, if Slammiversary is on today, later on tonight, definitely, if anybody got it, check it out.
Yeah.
The Hardys are saying that if they can't live up to the rest of these tag teams, they're done. Them coming back for one or two matches with WWE, not even a WrestleMania match, they don't need it anymore.
But what I'm saying
that is more money and a lot
back to
better
Jesse's point,
than the Young Bucks, even close.
But back to Jesse's point,
even a one-off.
It's not about what people think, because Jesse, at this point, I don't think WWE sees any value in a run with the Young Bucks, but maybe a one-time off. Here are the guys who always beat us down verbally because they never beat us in ratings. Jesse, is there?
I am certain WWE and Triple H could make it work. I would never tell you they couldn't make it work.
It's still wrestling.
What I will tell you is,
We had to tell him to shut up and
this is
listen
fucking
to him.
stupid to hear. You mean the company that you can? It's because it's funny, right? So one of Seth Rollins' issues with CM Punk was his attempt to sue WWE back in the day. That's what actually happened. He tried to sue the company. Now, it was a rightful suing,
Yes.
but it was for a stupid reason.
Yeah.
Like, you were already going to quit.
Yeah.
He wrongfully fired you on your wedding day. Something
Yeah.
even Vince has said he regrets doing.
Yeah.
And that's really been the crux for some guys against CM Punk. Like, you try to take this company down for years. But it really wasn't for years. It was for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then he fucking moved on.
He legitimately, give Phil a lot of credit. He really tried to move on with his life.
I mean, he would still talk shit about the company.
Yeah.
But like, we all got to a point where it was just like, okay, well, yeah, dude, it's not great because Vince is still in charge, Punk. But I'm like, but the problem with a lot of us, for some of us with him as wrestling fans at the time, was like, yeah, but you left, bitch. So like, why are you still bitching about it? We still watch it.
Well, that was the thing. If he was still active on the indies, like let's say having a Jay Lethal style run
Right.
throughout those years, maybe we could have been on his side.
Right.
But it's like, you left. Why do you still care?
And he didn't do anything.
I mean, I think.
Did we count the UFC? Because that
And
really
Cody
was
Cody
nothing.
said it in promo, but he said it the best. He was like, "You didn't just leave; like you really fucking left. Like you left no trace of yourself.
Yeah.
Like you were gone."
Like, okay, Vince kind of made you persona non grata, but you also, in a very Vince-like way, you made yourself persona non grata. You made yourself irrelevant. You did that.
Well, it's like before. It was like 7. Was that 7 years that the Young Bucks and Kenny both had a contract, possibly from WWE?
No.
And they
no,
decided
no,
not to?
No. They didn't have
Kenny had one.
No. Hold on. They never had WWE contract offers until AEW became a thing. WWE wasn't looking at them when they were in Japan without the existence of All Elite Wrestling. But
When that popped up,
well, yeah,
Vince was like,
because Vince wanted to sign everybody because he saw the money on the other side.
yeah. But they didn't want it then.
But the thing, well, that's the thing. The Young Bucks were the last, or no, sorry, Kenny was the last to sign.
Yes.
The Young Bucks were what, Jesse, second to last of that whole Bullet Club
I think
group?
him
Cody
before
and
Kenny.
because Cody and Brandy were first.
Cody and Brady were first. Yes,
Then
Kenny was
Jericho.
last.
Kenny was like dead ass last.
Right.
Like
So they said
they
he
had
was-
announced the first all out or all in, and he wasn't even in the card yet.
And he was still contemplating coming to WWE.
But now back here, it's just Jesse. Okay, if you don't want to talk legit, let's make fun of them. These two guys.
Don't we ever?
Well, but
We always do.
Well, but no. Okay, I guess let me get to my point. Leroy, you need to understand something because you didn't watch, and you'll never get it from a clip. You have to have watched the overall show, and everything that involved Matt and Nick and Don Callis. Leroy, they don't seem interesting at all. Not even to their fans don't care about them right now. Like I'm sitting here,
even more than how they used to be.
Jesse, it's rumored that they push to get the EV or to lose their EVP status on camera.
Right. It is odd.
Yeah, so Leroy,
Like,
I understand that.
It's also it's odd, yes, but
is it their way to get sympathy and more people to want to like them?
Trying to get out.
Leroy, I don't
Wow.
think they can turn babyface because the problem is that
No.
to turn them babyface, Jesse, no one gives a Jesse. They just align themselves with the Death Riders, so you
Right.
can't do that. By the way, Death Riders back up to their old shit already. They're hanging people on fucking Collision. God, that's just end that fucking story. I'm over it. But anyway,
Bro,
No, Darby has to do something.
bro, that shit.
before we
Yep.
get to hold
Like,
on.
But I'm not going into what actually happened.
Yeah.
But once again he's dead on that. He doesn't even watch, and he's dead on that shit.
It's the Derby.
Like,
it's the Derby issue.
That's what I mean. You had this big pay-per-view blow-off, and you moved backwards in some cases. What the fuck are you doing? But you wonder why people won't watch. Like, what? It's. You know what? You know who I apologize to? The writers of that terrible Archie remake Live. You know, at least we all knew they were probably doing cocaine in the writer's room. Like, Archie's going to have sex with a vampire bitch so he can get his dog back from a different dimension. Okay, clearly you're all fucking high.
Yeah,
and this is definitely bad TV. But
I would hope you were high if that's what you came up with.
Like, you were definitely high as shit. And enough people watched it that CW was just like, I don't know why anyone's watching this shit, but okay. So they just kept it on.
It was on after a good show, maybe.
Any other show would be canceled if no one was watching. If AEW was a regular TV show, they'd be talking about their final season right now. Because people would be like, wait, why are we going back to this story? I thought this story was done. Like, you don't have a better way of moving along your story.
The one thing
to get him involved.
The one thing that Friends did, and the reason why they lasted as long as they did and have the impact that they did, was the same reason why Seinfeld did. Because when you have a moment that connects with a fan base, it's fine to remind them of it, but find a way to be unique about it. Friends doesn't make sense if you watch after like season 4, because it's just inside jokes.
Right.
The whole goddamn show for those last 3 to 4 seasons, it's just inside jokes. Every episode. They pause, and people who are the live studio audience, who are watching, who are fans, who have watched for years, they get why that random moment was funny. But in AEW land, it's, holy shit, can we get rid of the Death Riders? Jesse, we overbooked like crazy, baby. And then they're right back a fucking week later with their same bullshit. And we're supposed to care?
And you know what? And then some people would say this, and I have to say this too. They'd be like, well, the bloodline but the bloodline after Roman, it changed.
Okay.
They
what has kept Jesse and Leroy,
and that makes it good. They changed it.
What kept the Death Riders on our TV physically? Not aura, because there was none.
No.
Not story, not aura. What kept them on our TV?
It was the AEW Championship.
Okay, what kept Roman in your face for 3 years?
The championship. The story. And the championship.
And the championship, yeah.
Both.
Even when Brock came in, they were fighting over belts. And with Brock gone, Roman had a reason to stay. Brock did not.
You must be a big dumb farm boy.
No, he's not a dumb farm. He's a big farm boy.
Okay.
No, I had to relive that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Funniest shit ever.
Now, when Roman lost the title, Bloodline goes away. What brought Solo back into the fold? Trying to get back the WWE Undisputed title. The Death Riders just did something that had nothing to do with the AEW World title. They choked Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana was nowhere on your TV for the entirety of the Death Riders run.
He was on ROH.
He wasn't even there.
Oh, really?
I don't think Colt Cabana's wrestled in 2 years.
Well, that sounds about right.
I think so.
But no, it's just, and Jesse, why?
When did they fire Phil?
It's been
a few years.
It's been 2 years now. We're going on our 3rd year.
And then they did bring him back to wrestle.
But I mean, it would it would have been better if they would have brought them back
Okay, so
trying to get their title back.
Now, hold on.
But
Let me
that
bring it back.
makes it horrible.
Okay, so now why does Solo have a reason to keep going? The United States Championship. Before we get to all that, Jesse, the Death Riders have no reason to still be doing what they're doing unless it's going after the title.
Right.
So why are they doing something on Collision where the AEW World title has no business being? In fact, they weren't even around. Were they even around the world title on this past Dynamite? Did they have anything to do with it?
No.
No.
No, I didn't see.
I mean
anything there.
facetious, folks, because sadly, unlike most of you I watched.
Well, see, if they would have went after, after Will or Swerve, then that's logical because they're both in the picture for the title.
So now that we've said that, let me bring it back to the Bucks, and then we'll move on to more stuff that happened. Jesse, Maddie and Nick weren't made fun of. They were told they couldn't make decisions. They weren't embarrassed. They walked out to their no pyro, and it's like, wait a sec. You had to be EVPs to get pyro when Tony Khan gives pyro to fucking everyone on this show? and then now back to Jesse's point. Jesse, why is Don Callis collecting them when he can't even book his own fucking guys to get good? Roman Reigns had the wise man pulling the strings, and Adam Pearce had no goddamn choice but to adhere because the company said, that's our golden goose. Shut up and do what he's asking because he's going to make us money. Jesse, they have no more power. And the only authority figure is Tony Khan. And Tony's never going to be on camera again, thank God. So...
You know, him getting Tombstone wasn't the worst thing in the world.
It wasn't even Tombstone. He was actual pile driven.
The worst thing in the world was fucking giving TV time and then doing nothing with Jurassic Boy.
Yeah.
But he's still not back.
He's still sick.
He's still injured, sick, whatever is wrong with him.
I mean, listen, if my dad was Luke Perry and I looked like him, I'd be pretty sick.
Oh, him? No one gives a fuck.
I don't care about him.
I thought you meant the actual dinosaur.
No. I said Jurassic Boy.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I misunderstood.
But no.
We don't care about him.
Okay. Before we get to Blase, and because we have a lot to get to, Jesse, you will agree to one thing: whether it's going to bring you back is irrelevant. They need to have some relevance. Did they take away the only thing that made them interesting even to their audience? Because now, Jesse, where they've gone with it, why Don Callis? Why does he need more people?
Well, basically, we've made Okada more important, but I don't know why. Like, why now?
And this is all relevant because, once again, the Bucks are now involved with Don Callis. So let's analyze the Don Callis family. Why is Okada made relevant when he's already done the only thing you technically now signed him for? He beat Kenny. Are he and Kenny going to go a sixth time?
Don't tempt him.
I don't think they should, but they just might.
That match was fucking classic. Let's not lie to each other.
Even
here.
I did read a couple of reviews and they thought it was horrible. A couple of people have.
You know, it's
and that's
all,
our,
it's all you know.
Everybody has an opinion.
It's
just
subjective,
fine.
yeah.
It's subjective.
Yeah.
And subjectively, I think those people are stupid. But that's
Yes,
right.
I do sometimes agree with
That's what I think. But yeah, no. But let's be real though. Regardless if he did it again in fucking 3.5, 4 weeks of Forbidden Door, like I said, don't tempt him. It won't matter. Like, is Kenny gonna win the title? No. You've almost completely removed Kenny as a thought in your main event scene now.
So once again, to finish up with Maddie and Nick, everything that we've said is more relevant than them right now, and I don't know how to fix that. And even though I don't care if they're ever on this show, because we've already chronicled in our opening segment that nothing's going to change for the fan base anyway, because they're going to watch no matter what, even though they'll tell you the Bucks are the ones who brought all this to light. Jesse, have they made themselves so irrelevant that I guess here's my question. Are they actually on camera right now with no direction at all? Do they have any idea what they're doing?
I'm sure they have an idea what they're doing.
But it's not going to be good.
I don't. No, I don't care.
Right.
But to the fans that do, it is confusing. Because, like, why are they working with a guy who is just trying to destroy them? Even though he is a part of a different heel faction altogether. Remember, the Doc Callis family fucking hated the Bucks and the Nazi crew. So, like, yeah, why? I don't know. They went to Don Callis because it's a guy they know very well, and because they lost their spots as EVPs, which, by the way, they haven't had any fucking real power in 2.5, 3 years. So
yeah, no, it's all been kayfabe.
I don't.
Crappy
Plus, to be
kayfabe.
fair, it's not like any of them besides fucking Cody. And I'm not trying to hate on Kenny, but Cody is the only guy who really took that part of his job seriously anyway. So I don't
Kenny
know.
was playing with video games.
Well, Kenny probably really didn't want the position. Remember, Kenny is infamous for telling, after a couple of fights, he told everyone there, like, you're lucky to fucking be here, which was fair and true.
He still shouldn't have said it.
He shouldn't have said it, but it was real.
Yes, indeed. So
I guess now, Jesse, we'll get through this really quick here. It was July 16th on AEW. Let's now talk about this quote-unquote reaction to your biggest show of the year. Because, see, Jesse, okay, folks, this is Jesse's part of the show where everyone's like, Jesse, you're never this hard on WWE. No, Jesse killed the Raw after WrestleMania 2 years ago.
oh yeah, we did.
I fucking
hardcore.
murdered it.
So now, let's talk about the
it was
Dynamite
not that
after
good.
All In.
No. Fuck, not that good. What Vince did was he ripped the script up and he went, now, Becky, instead of wrestling a match, you're going to pet a kitty. That's basically, like, it was so horrible.
He probably ripped it about 7 or 8 times before he got it.
It was like,
yeah,
we
was
had
not
that
good at
opening
all.
segment, we had the Brock Lesnar thing, and then the rest of the show after Omos's return match was dog shit.
So now
Go ahead.
So now we're going to get to the Dynamite after. All right. And by the way, folks, this was in Chicago.
Chi-Town.
Hangman came out to say thank you. Jesse, here. Okay, I'm not going to rip Hangman.
You're about to rip
No. Hold on.
I wouldn't say not rip him.
Hold on. I'm not going to rip Hangman, but I am going to say this. Jesse, I'm going to rip something that everyone on this show does. He did the rah-rah thing again. Why are we still doing this? Why are we still doing this? He has to once again build up the company. Can't talk about himself. I know most baby faces want to thank the fans, but Jesse, this was long drawn out.
Pro Wrestling T/Kenny Defiance. You know why.
Tony was trying to get more people to watch.
No, Tony was trying to. Tony's subtle way of gloating is making people go out there and talk about how this is where the best wrestle. That is his subtle way of gloating.
Talk about how I gave you an opportunity, you stupid cowboy motherfucker.
Well, I think it
You
was
fucking drunk who made me lose CM Punk.
well, I think it was good that to start the show, they had the champ come out, the newly crowned champ. I mean, that's a good way to start the show after the pay-per-view.
I
of course.
agree.
I'm glad they did that. That was very good. They have not done that before sometimes. They did that with Swerve. They didn't do that with Swerve when he got the belt. Am I right?
Look, again, Jesse, I'm not going to rip him because he wasn't trying to be the fake up that I hate. He was actually trying to be somewhat sincere. But my problem was, how was this a follow-up to a blood feud with the Death Riders? It didn't make it. He mentioned John Moxley like one friggin' time. He didn't even. Jesse, you're not supposed to, like, you're always supposed to sell what's in front of you, but you have to remind people what just happened. You have to bring them back into it.
No, you don't.
Well, no one wants the Death Riders to be involved, but you're supposed to be doing
Like
something with it.
if you were there the last 4 weeks, it's like your friend, like you're trying to get sober and your friend brings you on a binge, and luckily you come out on the other side, but now your friend's like paralyzed. You really don't want to talk about that 4-week binge, like.
But you have to.
Nah, sometimes you just let a nigga with no legs have no legs now. And yeah, I said it. And and
All right.
and John Moxley is the nigga with no legs. Hey, you know what? He's got that beautiful wife and baby to go home to. He wants to hang people in the back, which is a weird thing for a white guy to want to do in 2025.
I agree.
Let him do it.
Yeah, he's
Let him kill his own fucking legacy. Hang that. I actually give him credit for not talking that much about John. What's he gonna say? I mean, this guy tried to kill 2 Hall of Famers. You know, yeah, I hung a black dude, but I mean, this guy was trying to hang people every week. So to be fair to me, he was worse.
He was trapped in a bubble from like what 50
You
years
guys,
ago.
sorry, you guys haven't seen this fucking title in almost 9 months. I actually give Hangman credit. What he said here was it was almost so political. I would think Cody Rhodes wrote it from. Like, so I'm just like, you know what? This is fine. I was actually more interested to see who was going to challenge him, and I'll let you go ahead and go on.
So Leroy, we opened with the world champion. Okay, you know
Way
that
to
makes
start.
sense.
Yep,
yeah.
yep. Solid
Next
start.
up, people are going to look at me and say, "Well, Zach, this was a follow-up to something that happened at All In." Explain to me how Kyle Fletcher versus Mascara Dorado had anything to do with All In.
Just one guy. That's it.
It's not only that, Jesse. It's many times guys have come off losses and they've been fuming, a la C. Kevin Owens. And he goes out there and he maybe beats up, a nobody to feel better.
Right.
But what was this? Why was this?
How is this?
When was it? Wait a minute. Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Fucking did Mickey Mouse or Goofy write it?
Now pause. The reason why I asked why was Jesse.
You know what? Maybe Dave Meltzer wrote it. You know,
I wouldn't doubt it.
he's in the fucking meeting room.
Yeah.
Well, no, Jesse.
You see, Hangman. You see when you come out, the way to get the ratings up is to and now that's what we got on TV, man.
But no, Leroy. Okay, so what I was getting to.
Fuck, Vince McMahon was right. You don't let the geeks write your TV.
It's true.
Damn.
What I was getting at before Jesse's eloquent soliloquy went on,
Yes.
Leroy, he was competitive. If Kyle Fletcher wants to be angry about losing, Jesse, 2 minutes. Discard Mascara Dorado. Don't go 15.
Because Tony wanted him to.
For the love of God, please, you don't have to hire him as your main guy. Tony Khan, for the love of beautiful baby Jesus, please call Jim Cornette
Who Jim doesn't believe in.
Yes.
as a counselor.
He doesn't
You
believe
know,
in God.
If having Kyle Fletcher on there in that first and go and have a good competitive match, have him go against
Jim
somebody.
Cornette would have easily solved this. Hey, you really want to finally push this kid? That's his girlfriend, right? Super hot, great heel, right? Put them the fucking together. She's the better talker. He's a great fucking performer. Boom. Go. Now you can build him into a main eventer.
But if you had him go against one of the
No,
three other people in that
Stop.
that fatal four-way,
Stop. No.
that ain't bad.
No. What you should have done, because this is what would have built the kid that you always fuck the momentum up of. Because Jesse, what did he do at All In? Oh yeah, he once again didn't win the big one.
because he gave it to somebody else. Yes.
No. We're forgetting the results other than Kyle. He's the only person I want to talk about right now.
Yeah.
For the 15,000th time in a row, Kyle Fletcher was said, go make yourself the victor, get something, and he lost. So you know what you do? You finally make him talk about it. You put him out there with Mascara Dorado, and you have everyone, because Vince used to do this all the time, and you have him believe, hey, go out there and have a competitive match. But then don't give it to them. Cheap shot the motherfucker. Get his ass out of the fucking ring. Then grab the microphone and tell people that I'm sick and tired of not winning the big one. Because then it pisses people off. But no, he goes and has a competitive. It's. Jesse, the problem with wrestling that nobody wants to admit is it can't be fully sports-based. Okay?
Well, no.
You
No, it
can't
can't be.
have the sports-based in the sense of, because Tony tries to do this, is, Jesse, we'll use the Jaguars for a second. They get this, they go on like a 4-week run where they beat everybody. And then they lose. And then the next week, because it's sports, they have a 50-50 shot of winning or losing.
Right.
Or in their case, probably tying because they're the fucking Jaguars. But Jesse,
That's true.
in wrestling,
I believe in that team this year.
Maybe.
you might be the only person in America. But anyway, but Jesse, in wrestling, because
Might be do better than
Jesse,
the
New
Jets.
Japan did this all the time. When a guy goes on an epic losing streak,
I got you.
I'm gonna fucking handle that during the season. Go ahead.
hey Leroy,
What?
I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to go off script for a second here. I need you to shut the fuck up about football if I want my team to be successful, because you know what? Hold on. No. Listen
not
to
saying
me.
anything
Shut
about the team yet.
fuck up. Your bullshit needs to stop. I need you to not be happy. I need you to not hope, because your God is going to do something to fuck us over. So don't say a goddamn positive thing until it happens. Understood?
No, he just watches. He doesn't do anything.
Bullshit, he don't.
It is a nice stadium, though.
Oh.
US Bank Stadium is
Your-
fucking beautiful.
your-
I have been there a couple of
Your
times. I really like it.
optimism,
beautiful.
your optimism gets us screwed on the field more than anyone else in this world. Stop being happy. Go be a Packers fan so we can win a Super Bowl.
Your
Sacrifice for a year, you moron.
your optimism.
Never in my ever life would I ever do
in
that.
really, really unfortunate calls.
That too.
If I want to get screwed on the field, I'm gonna literally get screwed on the field.
Oh, all right. Anyway, back to my point, Jesse.
Yes.
Jesse, New Japan has a guy go on an epic losing streak, but then he starts to get pissed about it. He starts to talk about it. He starts to build a character out of it.
Usually, yes.
And meanwhile, Kyle Fletcher just went 15 minutes with a guy he should have just cheap shotted.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
In the same amount of time you had I'm mad because Kyle Fletcher's good.
Right.
I'm angry because Kyle Fletcher.
Yes.
He deserves a shot because he's put the work in.
Let's do a comparison real quick. SmackDown, we had a little segment backstage. The guy who's been known as one of the other we call him the background kings outside of Karrion Kross, who, by the way, has earned everything he's gotten.
Oh, yes.
The fact that he has haters now online is so fucking weird, because you didn't even know he existed a month ago. But
We love you, Karrion.
Karrion's the best. We love you, brother.
We love you.
Carmelo Hayes is a guy everyone keeps bitching about and wanted to see more, right? And Triple H was finally like, Triple H and Road Dogg were like, well, of course, there's a plan here. And so they did a background segment so he could get a match with Damian Priest, right? But you now put him in a story with a guy you just brought back, have brilliantly turned heel, by the way, because he was slowly kind of gaining some momentum and some crowd noise.
Yeah.
Now they straight up boo Aleister Black. I gotta be honest. Kind of stroke of fucking genius to be like, take them both out during a great match.
Yeah.
Solidify his heel turn, right? Brilliant shit. He's going to be a great champion when they put the belt
But
on
that's
him.
the thing. We're not losing Carmelo Hayes in this.
Correct.
And Carmelo Hayes is going to get the opportunity to
And
address
they
it.
keep putting Carmelo Hayes in matches with former world champions.
And top stars.
And by the way, didn't lose this week.
And Jesse, I'm not taking away his Mexican greatness. Who is Mascara Dorado to this fucking audience?
A really good wrestler who they just are excited to see, I guess. I don't.
Tony books like he's scheduling pro sports. Every week, someone's got to go 15 minutes.
I hate that I keep comparing this man to Vince McMahon, but he books luchadors the same way Vince did on SmackDown.
yeah.
Well, I said we've had this complaint, and I have this complaint about AEW in general. There's a lot of great talent, but as you're saying with Kyle Fletcher, nobody's really getting pushed.
No one's getting over.
No one's getting over.
Jesse,
If they're
Jesse,
unless they do it themselves.
Who was the last guy? A young boy, we'll say, over in New Japan, who comes up. He's clearly more talented than the people he's in the ring with, but he's somehow just losing over and over and over. And then finally he gets pissed and he says something about it.
Gabe Kidd.
Okay.
They literally built Gabe Kidd into a superstar from losing as a young boy and him being like, dude, I'm standing toe-to-toe with legends, and there's just something I'm fucking missing. And then all of a sudden he started beating them. And then he started beating members of Bullet Club. And he went, well, I just take this shit over. Like, it was very well done.
And meanwhile, the comparison is Kyle Fletcher, who, Jesse, he went from getting world champion level people, Will Ospreay, in a blood feud, lost every single match, and now he can't even win the TNT title, so we didn't even establish that he's still an upper mid-carder. And now he's fucking going 15 minutes with Mascara Dorado?
We got to stop the comparisons to Randy Orton, too, because I have told the sickos in the cesspools online, guys, Vince McMahon actually booked Randy very fucking well.
Yes.
Like, he was Intercontinental Champion twice while still getting those matches with world title guys. And then when the Mark Jindrak thing didn't work out, fucking took off in Evolution. Like, he's always, as Randy kind of said as a heel to Drew McIntyre in 2020, yeah, I got in trouble, got arrested, and the company didn't fire me. They fired you. Shows my worth compared to yours. Now, fucked up line, but it's true. Mm-hmm. And by the way, that investment paid off very well for Vince for years and has now paid off for WWE because now the walking legend gets to help grow next generation, and he's still in his prime.
Can you imagine if, because he's on SmackDown, could you imagine if Kyle Fletcher was just doing the same thing Carmelo Hayes is doing but on Raw? Can you imagine if Kyle Fletcher every week Raw on Netflix was having matches with Braun Breaker, Penta, fucking, Bronson Reed?
There's like chance for once the match got going, there was a chance for Carmelo Hayes this week, but you could have probably Kyle Fletcher isn't as good as a promo as Karrion Kross, so let me not do that. But
no,
Penta, a former AEW guy.
The way they put him in, I mean,
week after week after week, go out there and have a great match. We're going to integrate you in stories. We'll let you go ahead and speak in Spanish. We'll do the vignettes in the back so you can cut your promos. I was watching SmackDown this week. I can't believe I fucking heard it. Leroy, what was the chant during the tag match? We want Ray. I'm like, these rednecks, these fucking hillbillies actually want to see Ray Phoenix wrestle. That's amazing.
Or like when we were live streaming Raw, and like we're sitting there, we're talking about whatever, and then we're like, yeah, we forget we have a pay-per-view caliber match going on right now with Penta and Seth.
And now let's roll it back in. Like I said, could you imagine if Kyle Fletcher
That'd be awesome.
Lost to a main event guy like Will Ospreay, and then all of a sudden built a character out of it? No, he just keeps wrestling people.
And it's being stuck.
Yeah.
It's being stuck because if you're not stuck, and that's the thing, like, people keep, myself and others keep trying to tell people about Carmelo Hayes. And for those who aren't kind of like really into Carmelo and want to see him do well, and I'm just like, guys, but he's not stuck.
No.
Like, I get maybe you guys are like, when does he get over on one of the main eventers, right? I'm like, it's going to happen soon enough.
This statement I'm about to make sometimes gets lost because we go on our tangents and our rants, and people get missed. Guys, the WWE is so fucking top-heavy right now with established money-making talent that throwing Carmelo in there is not good for Carmelo Hayes. It's just like It's just like, think about all the people in the Attitude Era who got stuck in the mid-card because Vince Russo was stupid enough to put them in there with the main event guys far too much. They never got over because they're not going over those guys.
Right.
And now they're perpetually stuck somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Part of Carmelo Hayes not being stuck is Jesse. He didn't lose to Damian Priest.
No.
He faced a former world champion, and somebody else took him out.
By the way, to be fair, didn't lose to Aleister Black. That was another match that ended in DQ. So, like, there's protection going on while building him up.
And
that if you would do that, and then we'll move on to the next thing. If you would just finally fucking do that with Kyle Fletcher, you wouldn't get the general sense of when you see Kyle Fletcher of, yeah, the guy's going to have a great match, but it's not going to go anywhere. It never goes anywhere.
If Keith Lee had lost to Adam Cole in the double belt match, that would have been the end of Keith Lee. Because Keith Lee had been at the peak too many times without grabbing the belt that the Giant would no longer have been relevant. And that's where I think Dijak, and we learned now with no leaks out of WWE that he might have been the actual fucking Leaky Fawcett.
Right.
Jesse, he just got to a peak so many times, and Vince just stopped giving him things, and he never got it. Because remember, in NXT, it happened a couple of times. Okay, fine, but then bring him up. But it's just we gave up on Dijak ever actually winning.
Right.
He could put on a match.
Right.
Kyle Fletcher can put on a match, but Kyle Fletcher's not going to win anything because Jesse, the rivalry between him and or him and Will, what rivalry? Will won every match.
That's what I kept saying.
It's not a rivalry.
It's not, no.
The way they did it, it wasn't a rivalry.
The one thing Hulk Hogan has ever said that I think was right was when he was talking in the Warrior documentary about he went to WCW and Warrior came out and they were supposed to sell tickets between Hogan and Warrior. And this is back before Hogan was on the real bullshit of lying and he was still kind of stuck in the business mindset. He said, why would you go out there and remind people what our WrestleMania match was? Because now no one's going to buy a ticket to this one. And that's always stuck with me because I'm just like, Will Ospreay could have killed every single segment by just looking at Kyle Fletcher after the fucking second one and just be like, bruv, we're done. You can't beat me.
Right.
Because you haven't beaten me this point. Kyle Fletcher is a talent who, yes, needs to work on his speaking. That's fine. Right. It is what it is. I always think it's the hardest thing to do in the wrestling business.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But son of a bitch, who gives a shit about Kyle Fletcher? He got a match with 3 dudes, and because Adam Cole got hurt, and we didn't care about the match. It's nice that Dustin won in Texas, but Jesse, it was the perfect time to finally give Kyle a win.
It's just, like I said, it's just crazy to me because
a 60-year-old got it.
It's crazy to me when
and
it
he's
comes
retiring
to Kyle Fletcher because I'm just like, how many more times, and then like I said, we'll finally move on to the next match.
Yeah.
How many more times do I have to watch Tony Khan absolutely fucking ruin young talent?
I think
because nothing killed the rivalry between Cody and Seth, even though Cody has never lost to Seth. But, of course, that's always going to linger in the back of his mind. That's why the recent interaction, when he came out to make the save for Jey Uso, was so fun for fans because it's the reminder of, oh, yeah, you've never beaten this dude, and you know you've never beaten this dude, and it fucking eats you alive that you can't beat this dude. Like, it's the to sum it up, as I think Jim would probably say best, it's the way you do it.
Yeah.
The way you do it matters.
If Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay on this upcoming Dynamite have a random face-off, who's gonna fucking care? It's 0-3.
You because they've been so definitive 0-3.
Oh, that's the thing. He out-wrestled Kyle.
Like
he outdid.
He
Kyle.
Outsmarted Kyle. Like at least Seth can say like, I injured this motherfucker, I lost. He injured himself. I lost. I wasn't really expecting him at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like the character, even especially as a heel, has built-in excuses. Kyle has nothing.
No.
I think Tony books for himself, saying that that's what everybody wants to see is an awesome match, and not worry about the story.
Jesse, hear me out.
That's what it's looking like.
Leroy,
for me.
hear me out. Guys, okay, let me say the statement, and then you two react. Does he book, and this is TK, and he has the same problem that TKO does. Does he book like it's a non-scripted sport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't script UFC. We get that.
You're right.
No.
But Jesse, everyone gets into the wrestling business and then for some strange reason forgets, oh yeah, it's predetermined. That's how you make money.
Right.
That's why it's made more than boxing. That's why it survived at a more peak than boxing.
Right.
Because you fucked with their emotions.
Right.
Oh, yes. So many times.
But
Jesse, the biggest problem with modern sports is we've gotten to a point where winning is so definitive of the peaks. There was no reason for anyone to care ratings-wise about the Jets and the Patriots because during the Patriots dynasty, we knew the results.
it still mattered to me, damn it. It still mattered to me.
Fine. How about the Bills before Josh Allen? You think anybody gave a fuck about them versus the Patriots?
Well, to be fair, we used to own the Bills before Josh Allen.
And after Jim Kelly.
To be honest, the Jets actually have a 500 record against Jim Kelly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
But no, it's just, guys, is he not booking to thinking that everyone believes in wrestling like it's an every week thing?
Maybe, but it's what he needs to understand is that it's still TV.
Yeah.
And it's a TV show.
Next up,
And he has to make
Jesse,
stories.
we talked about it, but they're walking around and people are scratching. I said it on fucking comments. I said it on our show. I am a fucking Confucius here. Jesse, I didn't say it during talking about them. I knew what was going to happen. It's bad comedy segments. But Jesse, now they're not relevant because they're not powerful heels. They're boring as fuck. Even more now because it's like, guys, like there isn't even this like attempt at a redemption arc. You're just losers backstage.
You said about the Young Bucks.
What's going to happen next week? Fucking security's going to fucking look at them and get them back with like wet willies and fucking wedgies? Like what the fuck is any of this? Never would I thought that Brandon fucking Cutler would have a more useful wrestling career right now than they do because he's actually back doing good shit. He's trying to revive his career.
I still don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, gain sympathy.
The only thing I will say that is kind here, right, is it's a little bit out of their fucking norm. You know what I mean? Like it's still wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
But it's them actually having to take shit as heels, which almost rarely never happen in their career.
So you think that there's actually something here?
A little bit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They're going to mess it up because they're who they are.
If you okay, here's the analyst. You wanted the analyst. Here's the analyst. If you do this right, you could probably redeem their characters, but they're gonna fuck this up because they always fuck it up, and they always go too far with the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And it's gonna.
What's gonna happen next week? Someone's gonna throw their sneaker in a fucking dumpster. Like,
probably.
I don't understand why it went straight to a comedy segment of somebody ripping or
a wrestler as they're walking backstage. They both get super kicked by random wrestlers, and the random wrestlers yell "super kick party." By the way, if that happens next week, I'm gonna be fucking pissed because I'm joking. I'm gonna be pissed if it happens and watch it happen. Like I said, I got the nickname Stodamus, but these things should not happen. But that's the kind of shit we're probably gonna get.
But also to be fair,
Well, if they don't get super hit or some random wrestler does something to them backstage,
yeah, I don't
even if it's not a super kick.
Luckily, it won't be your boys because they seem to be in a serious faction now. Next.
Yeah.
Well, that's thank God.
Next up, Jesse, holy crap, we have to give some credit to this because, again, I said it at All In, and I'll say it here. MJF is getting what he wants out of this. This partnership is starting to bear fruit for we didn't know why he was there.
My nervousness now, though,
because we're so close,
is the whole like the double turn where he has FTR rejoin him. Like it's now there's a real fear there.
Yeah, really. Okay.
Because of what happened later on in the show.
Yeah, but no. If we focus on this, Jesse, he's getting what he wanted out of this.
I gotta say this about MJF. Every time I watch something he's doing, something he's working on in AEW.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's one of the few guys in the company I go, all right, let me see how this develops the next couple of weeks. Because clearly this is going to be well thought out. Because, we talk about, giving Tony Storm all the credit in the world, right, for, this character, trying to never break character because it's a part of the character and why it's enhanced her as a performer.
When she doubles down on what everyone thinks is just weird shit, because she doesn't wink, wink, nudge, nudge, we just kind of accept it.
Right. MJF's the other one, and it has been the main one for the longest time, especially since his beginning days at MLW. Like, he sticks to his character.
Yeah.
He never like, I'm like, there's not a chance he's this guy in real life.
No.
There's just no chance. But because he doesn't ever break fucking character,
yeah,
he's so likable.
Right.
And his stories work.
And like I said, looping it back to the Hurt Syndicate, Jesse, our biggest fear when he joined was, okay, why is he there? Is it actually having to do with the title? All this stuff.
I currently have a fear when it comes to the Hurt Syndicate.
That they're just going to drop
and
the
it ain't
belts.
Shelton Benjamin and it ain't Bobby Lashley. And it's not even them losing the tag titles.
The other guy?
MVP is going to start to feel like an albatross here soon.
Mm.
He's going to feel like a real fucking albatross. And I don't mean because of his comments outside of pro wrestling. No, he's just a stupid idiot. But it just, the character itself, because like it's a little too smug. Like it's too smug because, well, Bobby, you should have trusted me. I know this kid. But Bobby's right. Bobby's like, listen, we'll go along with it for now, but like the moment he fucks up, it's over.
Well, Jesse, Bobby Lashley is your typical, and Leroy, you've known some of these great ones down the line. He's your typical heel of like, okay, we got a few things out of this. We'll let the kid hang around for a bit, but I know why he's here. I know what he ultimately
also,
wants.
Bobby Lashley just has the perfect tweener character. He just wants to fuck people up and win championships. And he's almost 50 and still looks that good. I'm jealous. But yeah, right now MJF is probably the main guy in the company. When I see him, I go, all right, let me see how this all goes.
He's doing a good job riding Bobby's coattails.
I wouldn't say that. It's just he does a great job of telling his stories.
Because, like, to Jesse's point about
outside of that fucking sing and dance moment with Chris Jericho all those years ago.
I blame that all on
And,
Chris.
honestly, when you read this review on AEW.com, MVP's character, did MVP really need to get the last word in after Max gave this, like, impassioned yelling at Hangman? No, but he got the last word in, and it kind of took away from everything. Because it's like, guys, the way that you should be doing this story is like Jesse said, Bobby knows, let Max finish, and let Bobby be in the background and let the camera catch Bobby raising the eyebrow like, okay, kid, I know what you're doing, but let's see when you finally fuck up.
Right.
But instead, like you said, we have to have MVP get the last word in, and I'm like, and that just killed everything.
Right.
It was so unnecessary for him to talk shit about Hangman and then MVP get the last word of the segment.
Though I must say, Hangman's challengers are looking very interesting right now. MJF, Swerve.
Who do you think?
Samoa Joe is throwing it. Well, they wrote him off of TV for a short time here,
Yeah.
but Samoa Joe did throw his name back in that hat.
Who
So,
do you think his first competitor is? Do you have a feeling on that?
It's probably Okada.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, it's for sure Okada.
Okay.
Okada's not going to win, but
Maybe a good match.
by the way, I think it would be Okada's first loss too in AEW. But and
Yeah,
that's
I believe so.
and that's fine. I don't mind if they do this at Forbidden Door and he gets a win over Okada. Like I said, I've turned the corner on Hangman. I turn the corner on people where I see progression out of them, and I see like an actual effort to not only to grow but to be the best version of
I can't say
themselves.
that I've turned the corner, but I will say we got the right result. I haven't hated what he's done so far, but I need to see him.
And at this point, outside of Kenny, he's the only former member of the fucking Elite I like. So, of course, Cody Rhodes is Cody Rhodes.
Speaking
I've always loved Cody Rhodes.
Speaking of former members of the Elite, next up was the All-Star 8-man tag, and Leroy, the Bucks didn't get their pyro.
Why do we have to do these fucking Elite this? Wasn't there a women's match on here for money and shit? Why?
There was a female match for money, and there was a male TNT match for money too, wasn't there? I don't know if it was on Dynamite.
You already
or it was on
paid
Collision.
most of them six figures, Tony. Like what?
Another gimmick match.
Well, you win, you get the bonus. The only time that has actually fucking mattered, and I feel bad that they have Excalibur, one of the most underutilized guys since Michael Cole in his day. It gets sickening to hear like him say some of that shit during some of this, because it's just like, no, that kind of shit only matters when you're talking about the championship purse and the perks that comes with being the heavyweight champion. Just winning the money doesn't fucking matter, because most of these, and I'm not hating on the money they get, I'm just saying most of them already make six figures.
And what also bothers me is, so let me explain the confusion of this All-Star thing, right? Okay, so it's an 8-man tag: Brody King, Bandito, and Jet Speed, which is Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey, versus the Young Bucks. Okay, so explain to me why we do all of this stuff. The Bucks come out, they don't get their pyro. It's a they're supposed to be selling the story of how everything's blah blah blah, and then they just wrestle the match. No story beat, no alluding to this. They just wrestle the match. Like
Yeah, makes no sense.
Like I once again, you drop hints, you attempt. But then it's just about the wrestling. And by the way, to all the sickos out there, wrestling has never, ever, ever just been about the wrestling. You want to know the one time that it did? Nobody made any money. As soon as they took over, as soon as they started to fix it, they made money. Go buy the book when it was big time about the West Coast wrestling scene. And you'll learn a lot about how they made money in the wrestling scene.
Sorry, I'm so over talking about the sickos, because it's hard to smell bullshit from a mile away. It's worse when it's like right behind you at a con.
The wind blows the right way.
Like, I'm on a farm because I smell bullshit. So let me understand something here. It's all about the wrestling, and yet you absolutely love Toni Storm, right? But that's a character. Great wrestler.
Yeah.
But she's a character.
Mm-hmm.
You think when her and her husband Juice are alone, she acts like that? Are you out of your fucking mind? No, they might role play because Juice is a sicko.
Yeah.
But
Toni Storm legitimately
understand.
went in a Vince McMahon style run, but because she's the only one doing it, it stands out to you people. And you people don't want to admit that the character Toni Storm is 1,000 times more interesting than any women's match on the show.
because she's an actual, like I said, Willow is. Why does Willow get a lot of love from you guys? She's a great character. She's actually a character. She has a character that evolves week to week to week, match to match, story to story. That's why she grips you guys. It's not just about the wrestling. It's not just about the fucking wrestling. And it gets old hearing it. Like, guess you want to know what I watched on Raw? I watched a fucking excellent wrestling match. An excellent gauntlet match, actually.
Oh,
right?
yes.
But without the story, it's just a gauntlet match. And none of those guys fucking matter. But because there's a story and there's a reason behind the reason they're doing the gauntlet match, guess what? It hooked you in a little bit more. It got you more emotionally involved for your guy or whatever was going to happen. And, of course, the return of Roman Reigns, right? Who, by the way, is actually, you guys don't want to give him credit, but even Kenny Omega once said, I will not listen to Roman slander. The guy's an excellent fucking pro wrestler who's an even better performer, right? Which is why when he shows up, they make almost half a fucking $1 billion every time he comes back. The guy's one of the... People say he's like one of the last stars, like Stone Cold, which is just not true. Cody Rhodes is there. CM Punk is there. I'm like, that's a weird thing to say. But...
You could list off a lot of them.
Yeah, they have a lot of stars that are like Stone Cold and The Rock from back in the day in WWE right now. That's why they can still sell out arenas.
I also think people don't realize Roman
Drew
Reigns
McIntyre's great.
Roman Reigns' title reign, I think, lasted longer than Stone Cold's run at the top.
Much longer.
Yeah.
He was only technically at the top for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Now, because it was such a
peak.
It was such a peak.
Yeah.
He's legendary.
And actually, to be fair, and Leroy, you can come in with this from the stuff you used to watch on Saturday mornings. It was such a peak. Stone Cold's peak feels like Mount Everest. Everything else just comes off like a molehill. Even Roman.
Yeah.
Because it was so high. Nothing that you watch, nothing that Jesse's watched anywhere else in the world can touch the peak of Stone Cold.
No, and I'll say it is.
I mean, Jesse, obviously Japanese
so
fans culturally will think
short-lived.
differently, but like Jesse, wrestlers.
the best character in Hulk Hogan's day, and this is some real shit, was Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Was the best. What, like every time he was on TV, who didn't back in the day go, here comes this crazy motherfucker. Let's see what he's about to do.
Well,
like,
a lot of people say, "Oh, there's Hogan." It's like, oh my God, Rowdy got a lot of attention,
yes.
and because they were like, "Oh, we know what Hogan's gonna say, but oh shit, what is this guy gonna say?"
And if you think about it, could you imagine if Roddy Piper had been in a different era without Hogan? He would have been pushed to the moon.
And
Yeah.
yet, I think because he wasn't ever a world champion, and we lost him so early,
Yeah.
I think that has always added to his mystique. Because we know, like, man, he was fucking.
So do you think?
Great.
So do you think that Stone Cold's peak? And I'm not talking like. Let's take the opening segment of our show
Bless
out
you.
for a second. Yeah, because I'm tight.
Yeah.
Let's take out the opening segment where I talked about numbers for a while. Do you think the mystique of Stone Cold can ever be reached again?
Roman's done it, though.
Okay.
Roman has done that.
Okay.
Like, seriously, think about how much OTC shit we see.
And every time he comes back, he's got another
Yes.
shirt.
And now, and this was his plan the whole time, how many of his fucking family members now do we see?
What?
How many of them are now popular? Like,
Yes.
he's done it.
I love Roman,
I
and I love the family. Jacob was going to get that way no matter what. He just needed to be on TV.
Jacob just needed a
I-
shot, but
I think it's close. Roman is close to what Stone Cold had,
But you still think Stone Cold's the...
I think Stone Cold has it still,
Okay.
and he did it alone.
But my point is this, is that going back to what I'm saying, Jesse, it was such a short time.
you know what? Pause really quick.
Yeah.
I got another name for you
Okay.
currently,
Okay.
right now.
All right.
I think it's safe to say, and I think old Steve Austin down there in Texas would say it, pretty sure Cody Rhodes has reached that now.
Ooh.
But now hold on. Okay. Hold on.
No.
Hold on. But okay,
No.
I'm glad you brought that up. But hold on. But now,
Did you say no?
No.
So let's go back to 99 really quick. Let's go back to 99.
I think they're
Austin 316 shirts.
What I'm wearing right now.
What?
Yeah,
right.
I know. Yeah, I know.
You know I wish I could tell my boss the things Stone Cold says to Vince. Shit like that. The kids in the crowd with all the merch. Now think about it. Pull back. Look at today. How many kids do you see wearing Cody Rhodes things? How many times do you see grown-ass men with signs
Now,
about Cody Rhodes?
okay. Pause. That's okay, but hold on. That's an argument for a different day. What I'm trying to say right now, though, is quick question: was Stone? Your last point helps. Was Stone Cold because of the in-ring, or because he told his boss to go fuck himself?
Well, it was because of the character.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Okay, so now Tony Storm.
'Cause at that point, his knees were starting to go
Right,
bad.
but
Yes.
but now Tony Storm, is Tony Storm who she is to this audience because she is consistently night after night putting on bangers? Now she is, but is she who she is because of that? No, it's because of the character work.
It's because she's fucking. She comes on the screen and you're like, let's watch. That's like. It's probably one of the few reasons you still got 500,000 because that woman comes on and people are like, "This is gonna." Even fans who maybe don't like AEW, and they at least there's one character where they're like, "You gotta watch her really quick, dude," and all of a sudden they're like, "I like that. I like her. This is wild."
The only way I say right now that Cody isn't there yet.
Cody, said pause. Hold that.
No, let him get it out. Go ahead.
Cody, he hasn't given everything yet. He still can step it up. There's still more that Cody can give.
There's probably a heel turn coming. I've
already told people in person on the internet, y'all ain't ready for Bullet Club Cody.
And
y'all ain't ready for that.
And that right there will bring him to Stone
I can't
Cold
wait for
level.
him to experience this on this level with WWE. Like, you guys don't understand why it was called
Leroy,
the
the Cody
American
Rhodes
Nightmare.
you saw at Heavy on Wrestling ain't BC Cody Rhodes.
No.
I know.
We about to go back to BC Cody
American
Rhodes.
Nightmare, actual American Nightmare Cody Rhodes? Oh.
And see, that's what I said.
It's funny.
There's room
It's
for him
funny.
to grow, and that's when
We
he's
just
gonna
talked. I'm actually glad we
beat
did.
that Stone
I'm glad
Cold
we
at
finished.
that time.
We just talked about characters and stuff that made us care over wrestling, and now we get to something that I will stick to my morals and I will stick to my guns. And I will stick to everything, and I will tell you guys, I don't give a fuck about Edge and Christian right now. I still don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. We went through all of this to get this back. Fuck it. I don't care.
I told you it was coming.
I know you did.
We all know what's coming.
No, we fucking didn't. Not this fucking piss poor.
Well, I know we knew it was going to come back. It's not going to be this shitty.
No, I actually thought these two were going to. No, I'm not joking when I say I thought these two were going to leave that in the past because I thought they were smart enough to do that. I thought they were smart enough to realize Christian's peak was TNA. It was NWA. It was away from WWE. Edge was a fucking Hall of Famer. Away from the tag team.
It was away from each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Their peaks had nothing to do with each other. Together, they're a mid-tag team.
Well, like I've told people, they're one of the greatest tag teams of all, so I'm not going to say mid, but...
No. But, Jesse...
Right now they are.
But no, Jesse... What I'm saying is that their tag team legacy, in my opinion, has been sort of overshadowed by their singles runs. But no one ever said that about the Dudleys. No one ever said that about the Hardys. Maybe Jeff outshadowed Matt a little bit, but I still think their tag runs. I know they were there in that match, but I think quick question. Okay, serious question to both of you. Give me those three tag teams, okay? That made that WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
Edge, Christian.
Stop.
Those three,
Hold on. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
He's just saying
Hold on.
names, Edge,
Leroy.
Christian, Dudleys,
Leroy.
and Hardys, yeah.
Take those three teams.
Yes.
What's the first team that comes to your mouth? Not your mind.
Of the three?
Well, he said Edge and Christian first.
But I think that he was just listening. I'm saying when I ask you legacy, list them.
Come on to three. Dudleys.
1 to 3. Okay,
Dudleys.
And now who's 2?
Hardy Boys.
Jesse, I'm not saying they were a mid-team in comparison to other teams. I'm saying that their peaks for those guys, their peaks.
Man,
See, The Hardys were big in WWE.
Sure.
They went to TNA and got
So
reintroduced.
we're about to pause on AEW for a second. I got to argue with you too.
Okay.
I disagree. Without Edge and Christian, that trio of teams and those stories do not work.
But hold on. But
Well,
pause.
yes.
No.
I agree with you on that.
Pause. But I said to him, take out the legacy they built together. I'm only asking you this. I'm only asking you whose name comes to mind in terms of legacy first.
It will be Edge and Christian for me.
Really?
Because
Above the Dudleys and above Hardys.
Above, like I tell people all the time, I was there as a kid, probably shouldn't have been there, watching the Hardys call people the F word, and I don't mean fuck.
The Hardys?
The Dudleys. Oh, did I say the Hardys? I meant the Dudleys.
Okay.
I was in that arena, okay? And then I was there when the Hardys were sitting there, like, when they were first with Gangrel and all that. Like, I get it. Edge and Christian.
No. Edge and Christian are where the guard go, not
Pretty
the Hardys.
goddamn important. I don't even think Vince gives the other two a chance without Edge and Christian.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm being dead ass real about that. Because I'm pretty sure Bully Ray has talked about it. Without Edge and Christian, I don't think Vince gives a fuck about them doing any of that stuff.
Okay.
Because it was Edge and Christian who apparently convinced him to allow them to do that at the Royal Rumble, to do that table of ladders and chairs match.
But
I have to agree with you, Zach. When after that tag team, when Edge and Christian both went on their singles run, we look at their run, Edge's run in WWE as being wow.
Yeah.
And we kind of forget. I'm like, oh yeah, they used to be a tag team together with Christian, and then Christian went to TNA and said, holy shit.
But I will say this to roll it back into this. I don't care about this because they're both 50. And Jesse, is Tony Khan really going to give us a title run with these two?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pause. Let's be real. If Steve did not, and I'm talking about Sting, if Steve did not say no, he would have gotten a world title run.
Yeah, he would have.
He said no.
Yeah.
Now, he couldn't say no to the tag team one because by that time he had an announcement he wanted to retire. And this is the stories I've heard and have been talked about by one Dave Meltzer. So if it's coming from about AEW from Dave Meltzer, it's probably 1,000% true.
Yep.
At that point, he just said, cool, we'll do the tag team thing. It gave him a chance to work with Darby Allin even more. But he was originally offered a world title run to end his career, not a tag team one. But he said absolutely not. Because to be fair, while he was still wrestling it wasn't a high level. It was a middle level. I've never liked that people didn't think he was very good in the ring. He was always more than adequate enough in WCW. But
absolutely.
That's a different discussion.
Absolutely.
One of my favorites then.
Right, but yeah, if Steve hadn't said fucking no, yeah, it would have been a world title run. Yeah, they're absolutely getting a tag team title run.
I don't care.
And that's sad because if the Hardy Boys come back to WWE,
no, it has nothing to do with that. It's because this fucking tag division is already shit.
What I'm comparing about this is the Hardys can come back to WWE. They can have a run. You don't have to give them a tag title on either show.
He's got a point.
And they'll be fine.
He's got a point.
They can ride off in the distance and be
it sounds
fine.
like they're going to be able to get their last run without, but it's probably going to be without tag team titles. But that's fine for the Hardys.
And that's fine. I mean, we don't need it. You can put them on. You can put them on.
The Dudleys can't wrestle anymore. Well, one of them can't.
Well, yeah. Devon, unfortunately,
also, by the way,
but
this whole segment also really kind of proved to me what Jesse's been saying. As good as he could be, man, Stokely adds dick to this whole thing.
The best thing Stokely did was leave WWE when Vince was in charge.
Absolutely.
Vince was not going to use managers, and it was a damn shame.
no. Hopefully, they can bring some back. 'Cause
I
it's
hope
fun.
he goes back now.
Well, he can come back, and a few other people can come back.
Jesse, he doesn't fit with FTR.
Oh.
He doesn't fit in this because Jesse, this situation needs.
Well, because one, they act like a team from the 50s. And one day they're going to slip up and call him boy. But two,
slow down. One of them's got a gun.
But number two, most importantly, that the first one was a joke.
Yeah.
Most importantly, they've never needed a talker.
Well, but here's the other problem.
No, they don't.
This is supposed to be two guys who had a good friend who they live in the same town with, who they've been up and down the roads with, and they're having a feud, and that friend has a buddy to even numbers. They don't need the fifth guy who has no stake in this.
How much?
He's so good, but he's so out of place.
How much longer does FTR have?
I think they signed a year extension.
You raggedy bitch.
I'm just wondering how much longer they have.
Probably his best moment. That shit was great.
Yeah. Next
Raggedy
up,
bitch.
I'm going to let Jesse talk about this because I just thought it was weird that it happened here instead of directly after the other guys because it could have saved us from the MVP debacle. Jesse, Mark Briscoe called out MJF.
Except, I thought we were done with this. Like, you built a really it wasn't well built, but you built a decent story, and so like
Let it go on the wayside for months.
well because Mark is the guy who lost in the match at the
Yes.
pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's, by the way, you built it into a cool story where you can kind of dig back in, and I figured at some point in a couple of months they would come back to it, where Mark can kind of get some revenge on MJF. Immediately after, when MJF isn't thinking about him, it's just fucking odd.
Yeah. I mean, it can work,
Right.
but yeah, but it's doing better than what Tony used to. Is like wait like 6-7 months, and you totally forget about it,
right.
and then you oh yeah, that was like last year they were doing that.
Mhm.
Why did it take them so long? It's good that they're bringing it up a lot quicker. Yeah, you could have waited a little bit longer, but yeah, I mean,
I just, like I said, this is one. This is what I talk about with backwards booking after pay-per-views. Well, Mark lost that match. Okay, why not wait to do this in a couple months when maybe MJF is a little closer to finally getting that Hangman, and the guy who cost him is the guy that he cheated and pinned in the match
yeah,
to get the match.
that'd be good.
So we have a bunch to get through for WWE, so we're going to run through some stuff here because after this next segment, or actually after this, we go through a bunch of segments where I'm like, you wonder why no one cared. These were just thrown in like they were fucking out of control. Next up was that 100,000 women's four-way.
Woohoo.
Jesse, Thelka, I mean, I warned you. This
That's
whole
Tony's
thing.
new toy. That's his new toy now.
This whole thing with Jamie Hayter. Now, yes, reports were Jamie was hurt again, and they got rid. But Jesse, he's done nothing with Thelka, and the reason was she was suspended from Stardom because she attacked the owner of Stardom or something. Like, what was this online kayfabe thing about? The reason he hasn't been using her is because she was suspended, and he upheld the suspension.
I don't know. It smells like somebody's trying to call me a Mark, though. So I'm gonna move on because I
There
don't
we
like
go.
being a called a Mark in pro wrestling, even though that's what technically we are, because that was the whole. Jim has explained that 1,000 times.
Yep.
Okay. So to what actually happened, because yeah, if I go into detail about like why she was quote unquote suspended and all that shit, it's so you don't work with Stardom, so like you barely work with Stardom. You just take their wrestlers every now and then to do stories and then send them right the fuck back. But that's a different story for another time. You would think I would be excited because I love Julia Hart. I think Sky Blue could be a mega star. and you got Thekla, who I think is an incredible presence. This is why NXT isn't bad. It's always crazy to me that people always think like, oh, fucking, why would Jordan Grace do that? She's such a superstar. Why? Because she said, actually, I want to learn how to work the cameras better. There's nothing wrong with that.
Always good to
Because Jordan
learn.
Grace is going to be a fucking super duper star on the main roster.
Wait, she already is for me.
But the point I'm making here is this is why developmental isn't bad, because you need Thekla to learn how to work American cameras. She does not know how to do it. Listen, I don't think her knowing English is a detriment. I say that because once again, let's compare it to WWE. The Latinas don't always speak English.
What pisses me off is
and neither does the Japanese
Julia
women.
and Stephanie
Yes.
would have never gotten on TV in Vince's WWE because he wouldn't have just done the simple put the fucking subtitles up.
Yeah.
Triple H, people don't. No, seriously, people don't get it. Kairi Sane and Asuka, everyone says, "Well, Zach, you're wrong because of them." No, Triple H had to convince him to do that.
And they had to learn some English before they could go out to main
well,
roster.
yeah, but see, here's the thing: Julia and Stephanie are learning English on their own behalf. They want to be able to cut the English promo.
It's not required anymore.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And she flat out says, "Hey,
But anyway,
this is not my
so that
first
happened.
language." So yeah.
Jesse, next up, time was Tony Storm, Athena. Should have just done it all in, but whatever. We'll
Yep.
get to where we're at. This was kind of one of the more embarrassing things we got to. But once again, Tony Storm and Athena. It wasn't unwatchable. It was actually a good part of the show.
That's because Athena is a legend and has been wasted.
Yeah.
Next up, I want to get to this because this was terrible. So there's this thing in wrestling, folks. It's called
He gets so excited with terrible things.
No. Once I say it, Jesse will know what I'm talking about. There's this thing in
He
wrestling.
already smiled. So.
There's this thing in wrestling called pre-tapes, which means you just sit there and you fucking film and you just say, "Hey guys, I'm not feeling that. Can we start off, from the top there?"
Right,
or you
right.
look at someone and say, "Hey, I think we can get more." Paul Heyman did a really good job of them in ECW. Made legends out of Stone Cold for that. This was the final cut of Nick Wayne saying that we're now in a matriarchy. This was the final cut. Leroy, this was awkward. This was bad. Nick Wayne stumbled, not stuttered, he stumbled through it. And you're like, there was 3 or 4 moments where I would have said behind the camera, nope, do it again. This was the cut that made TV.
Hey, I just want to remind everyone that the cut that made TV for Mercedes Moné getting beat up in the dark was her moaning. So, like it's AEW. AEW right now, when it comes to like certain things, feels like WCW 2000. Where you're just like, oh yeah, nope, of course I made air. You guys just don't fucking care to try. You split them too early from Christian Cage.
They're not. Nothing against Kip. Nothing against.
He shouldn't even be there.
I agree. Leroy,
Yeah.
and I don't mean this as an insult to him, but Kip is not going to be the one talking, but he's the best one to talk in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's also not the best option
Well, he also
because he doesn't belong in this fucking. Yeah, it's
He doesn't
basically
belong. This doesn't work.
it. Okada got a win, and then he called out Swerve, so we're probably going to get that at some point here.
That'll be a good match.
And then we had a trios match, which was Adam Page, Hobbs, and Briscoe versus the Death Riders. I don't know.
Yeah, no point to it.
Anything involving the Death Riders just hurts my fucking brain these days.
It doesn't even hurt my brain. You know what it does? It itches my balls. Because it's the lowest common denominator type shit.
Is it? It's that ball itch where you can't quite get it, and it keeps
Right,
going.
right. And you're like, bro, like, fucking, I'm about to go in the toilet and scratch my balls.
And this,
Because it reminds me of when they fucking made Baron Corbin put dog food down fucking Roman's throat because he's the big dog.
Yep,
And I literally went, Roman has every right to go backstage, and if I hear he murdered Vince McMahon, he should be hailed as
It's
a hero.
understandable.
Like, what the fuck is this?
I agree.
What the fuck? Like, I now understand why fucking Brock Lesnar, after a fucking bad match, well, a bad finish, written finish, went back, tossed the title at him, and was like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, what? Because it's the kind of shit that embarrasses you as a performer. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I agree.
Chris Jericho's not even with the company right now. Like, what is going on in AEW, man?
A whole bunch of shit.
anyway, as we move away from and by the way, folks, what was it 5?
Forbidden Doors in fucking 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Do we care?
What
Just
was
to let everyone know, the
Do we-
G1
do we
is currently
care?
going live.
Do we care?
You know what? I think
Well, Forbidden Door is going to be taking place. Is that's the Wembley show, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We have to care. It's taking place in Wembley.
Okay.
So the G1 is currently taking place, and I know people have asked about our plans for that. So my plan is to do a half review and then a full review because I believe it ends in late August.
Yes. It just started.
It just started, night 1 and 2, which were fucking... Night 1 was really good. I'll be watching night 2. Well, I don't know if I'll get to it tonight. I might have to wait till before Raw tomorrow. But, and so far, our bookers over there are off to a fire-ass start. So, and then I guess that'll all lead to Forbidden Door, too. We'll see what the fuck happens there.
We'd like to extend best wishes to Kevin Owens, who had a reportedly successful surgery on the neck. Obviously, the post-surgery will be something that we'll be watching closely. And obviously, due to complications of a car crash in 2020, Buff Bagwell, legendary WCW personality, having to have his leg removed. Obviously, we are mutual friends with a lot of people who work with Buff.
Slightly above the knee, I read on that.
Yes,
so.
And we wish Buff the best in what is hopefully a successful post-surgery life, and hopefully the complications are over and he can learn how to live healthy and comfortably in his new situation. Buff, always one of those guys that I think a lot of people were like, really should have gotten a little more out of things, but Jesse, I think his star power was at a time when WCW was just off the fucking rails, and there wasn't a lot to do with it.
He's been up this way for MAW a few times.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get to see him again.
Him as Scott Steiner and his mom is one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in his life. My life.
Leroy would like to remind everyone very quickly about Head of the Lake Fair show.
Oh yes, good. Head of Lake Fair show. It's coming up quick, about 2.5 weeks. Going to be on a Friday night. Right now we have local. We have the System and his lovely wife going to be there. Looks like I haven't confirmed anybody else, but we have Mr. Bloom, Mr. Von Wagner
formerly
is
Von
going to be
Wagner
there.
will be there, yeah.
And there's a few people on the poster, but they haven't released any other talent, any other matches yet. But the bells and doors open at about 4:30. Get some autographs like that. I think bell time is about 6:30. Come and enjoy a lovely match. Come see us. I think me and Jesse are going to be there. I know I'm going to be there.
Yeah, no, we will both be there.
We're going to help raise money. And then don't forget, even though he does have a third-place beer, go see Crandy Q. He's also going to be there helping raise money with us, with friends of the Squared Circle.
I mean, he has to do something positive in life because the Baltimore Ravens are just never going to win a
Don't
Super
forget
Bowl.
them. We're working together to help the Twin Parks United Way like we did the last couple of years. It's great.
Also, he needs bifocals.
We would also like to mention that TNA Slammiversary is coming up, and it has been confirmed basically through them because they needed to sell some pay-per-view buys.
July 27th.
July
right?
'27th.
No,
Jesse,
that's tonight.
Jesse, it's
Oh, it is tonight. It's
It
July
is
20th.
tonight.
Yeah, it is tonight. We'd like to extend the idea.
Triple threat world championship match.
I
Trick
have-
Williams, Joe Hendry,
I have
and
the
Mike,
card if we want to do that.
No,
Mike Sanchez.
no.
Well, I'm just going to announce a couple of matches.
Because the biggest thing about this, not to take away from Jesse's mentioning the matches, because we'll actually go over the card next week. Jesse, is it so it's probably the final appearance. What are you expecting out of AJ Styles' final appearance in a TNA ring?
Happiness, tears, an impromptu match where he whoops somebody's ass. The main thing I would like, if I'm being honest,
Is for them to pay him the money that they
get ready to fly. Well, he's never gonna get that money, but
because Dixie don't got it no more.
because Dixie ain't.
Yeah,
got
he
it.
has to go get it from Dixie.
But I want to hear "Get Ready to Fly." I am. One of the greatest themes of all time. WWE, you allow that in a TNA ring. You will allow him to come out.
Also, I'm gonna pull a Toy Story Disney here. Also, Trick Williams is the leader of Dark State. Okay. Anyway, so
Ready for the reveal any day now, Sean.
okay. So before we get to our big thing that we planned last week, which is we're gonna redo the WWE pay-per-view calendar. Leroy's got all 15.
Should we?
Here, hold on. Jesse, we ended
By
our.
the way, someone will say 2024,
Which is fine.
Sure, you got.
Well, I
I've got
went
everything I
down
need.
and
Anyway,
I looked
hold
through
on. Hold on, boys. Hold
all
on,
the
boys.
ones this year that
I
they
need-
have already.
I
so
need
that's what it is.
everyone's attention because we were humbled. We were blown out of our seats. We were given edges. We were edging the whole night. Guys, we talked about it on our show. The bill was shit. Holy shit, did the girls make us look
I
fucking
mean,
bad.
listen though. It's not that the girls made us look bad. I literally said the show's probably going to be fucking awesome, but the build was dog shit.
But Jesse, but that good?
Yeah.
That good?
WWE might have the best. Like I said, it's not by much, but they might have the best women's roster on
But
the
I mean,
planet.
Jesse, you said it was going to be a fantastic show, but I'm going to be honest, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, but you said it in the way of, these women are all good and they're going to put on a good show. But that good? Motherfucker, don't tell me that wasn't. And again, I know people are going to push back on All In, but if it wasn't better than All In, it was on par with All In. Holy shit, did they show up and show out?
Yeah, no, let's be clear, big dog. WWE, not by much, has the best women's division on the fucking planet.
Yes.
Like I said,
Yes,
not
indeed.
by much, because others are just badly booked. But my...
And I have a question.
And then Triple H is a dick, because you know what he did? He said, hey, guys, on Raw, go home. Ladies, your show.
But no, I have a couple questions about the card for you guys. Number one, and Gene texted me this in the middle of the show. Is Trish Stratus's second run better than her first?
No, yes, a little bit. I almost said no. But then I have to remember all of her first run. There was her on her knees barking like a dog.
There was taking the bra off.
There was taking
there was
the
Triple
bra
H
off.
moments.
The stuff she had to go through to get to wrestling.
There was having
yes.
beer poured or the wine poured all over her, and like being called a slut by Stephanie McMahon. A lot of really dark, bad shit.
Until Fit Finley got in there, so they actually could.
No.
do stuff,
No. Fit never had anything to do with Trish as much because Fit was given the SmackDown ladies more than the men's or the Raw ladies. But I mean,
so. She worked with the ladies.
well, yeah. But I'm just saying, Jesse, this second run of Trish.
It ain't Shawn Michaels' second run.
Well, no, I'm not
No,
trying
no,
to say
no,
that.
no.
I'm just saying, Jesse, she's been really, really good.
Yeah.
And not just in the wrestling, because that was always capable. She's told really good stories that didn't involve tits.
Right.
She's done a really good job from Becky to everyone she's been involved with. It's like I think Tiffany was better here than she was with Charlotte. I think this made a lot more sense. I think this was a really good match. And then, of course, we just got to say it, Jesse. I said at the end of the show, everyone loves a cash in. My brother from another Mrs. Io, Rhea, if you want to fight forever moment, it's those two fucking girls, man. The whole show deserves a lot of love top to bottom, but we got to get to a few things here.
Oh, yeah.
But let me be very clear. The highlight of the night, Jesse, they couldn't be stopped. They went 100 miles an hour from the word go.
Yeah, it was
And I
great.
know you wanted Asuka and Io, but this delivered.
No, I'm fine. No.
Oh,
this was great.
incredible. It still works on that, and it continues.
I officially no longer care about anyone's reaction, Jim Cornette specifically, about Io being just another Japanese girl who's like too small and Rhea's this big thing. Io Sky
is probably one of the best pure wrestlers on the planet right now.
Bro,
Oh, God, yeah.
if you don't think that after this match, you can't be helped.
It's like, and by the way, the Rhea hate has to stop. But I'm not shocked.
Why are we hating Rhea?
People like the same reason people were calling Becky Hogan, and then she fucking did a tease on it 2 weeks ago, which I thought was actually pretty hilarious.
Coming out in the red, yellow, yeah.
Yeah, the color scheme was great.
We love that.
But
I love it.
I, as much as I want to praise those two women for basically having a 5-star match that didn't have a finish, I didn't see that cash in coming.
No.
I didn't see that one coming. That got me.
They had me because I was looking at it. I'm like, okay.
So now, Jesse,
where's the refs? Because
so now,
Rhea's
Jesse,
actually going to
let's
get
just
the win.
get to the fucking meat that's been left on that bone. We always supported them, but Naomi not only got what she deserved, she got what she wanted.
Yeah.
Naomi got change, and she was rewarded for it. And she's been accepted. Not that's the wrong word because talent always accepts talent for the most part, except for fuck Hogan. But like Jesse, she got validation.
Yeah.
For why she did what she did.
Yeah.
Well, she gave us a good swerve, or Triple H gave us a good swerve because we, and us included, we thought that she was going after Tiff.
No. Hold on.
A lot of people
Leroy,
thought
hold
she was
on.
going after the title on SmackDown.
Leroy. I'm not talking about the story or the booking. I'm talking about shoot, not kayfabe. Jesse, she got what she always wanted. She got change. And she got rewarded for it.
Yeah.
This is the biggest slap in the face to Vince McMahon I think I've ever seen.
Well, to be fair, Triple H is doing a lot of it, but thank you, Triple H, for that. Though his answer about like, well, I don't really want to do another one because we've had the women main event. It's like Triple H. It's a good answer. It's not a terrible answer.
No.
But the reason you do Evolution is so you can showcase them.
But now, Jesse, to focus.
Now back to Naomi.
Yeah, back to Naomi.
Deserved, special talent.
Probably her last run.
Well, I mean, she's basically said she would like to go have a family. Make babies. Make babies with Jimmy.
And
Isn't she married to Jay?
Jimmy. She's married to Big Jim.
She's not married to Main Event. She's married to Jimmy.
Yeah.
You said Jay.
No,
I said Jimmy.
Did you say Jimmy? Okay.
He said Jimmy.
Yeah.
I get them mixed up.
Big Jimmy.
It's all twin things.
But
Well, I mean, at this point, what does it really matter? God damn you, Roman, for all the great quotes you gave me for 3 years.
Yeah, right.
You're going to take this ass whooping and the responsibility that comes with this ass whooping.
But I mean,
oh my God damn.
But I mean, Jesse, to sort of pull back the wrestling veil for a second, she got what she wanted, but I think it's a bigger impact than Mercedes because she went back to get the validation.
Right.
And she, because, it's weird. People always think the person who leaves the band and then gets all this success. Like, Jesse, I don't think Ozzy got validation for going solo. I think he got validation when he came back to Black Sabbath. and he sort of made them all realize the success was really there when we were. Now, the Dio records are good records for people that love music, but the Sabbath success is really the Ozzy-led version.
Right.
And I don't want to discount Bill, Tony, and Geezer, but Jesse,
Naomi
she went back and she won.
is super deserving of all of this.
Oh, God, yes. I love it.
Which now, like, it's funny, too, because they do the cash in. I'm excited. You know, she's still trying to stay heel, even though everyone's trying to give her love. And then, of course, it creeps into my brain. They better come up with a great idea for Seth. Because it's hard to top what he did cashing in at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Well, they're saying 4 to 5 months, which fits in that whole. I think he's got 10 months left on the briefcase thing. So I mean,
Listen, he better have a better idea than the Chicago Bears hiring the last coach. Is all I'm saying.
As Paul stated, he has until June.
pull it back, boys. Pull it back. Pull it back. Jesse, I don't know if it can be overstated. She not only won, but Jesse, she won going back to the place that originally got rid of her.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I don't think that. I mean, rightfully so, we focused on her in-ring accomplishment, but I don't think it's been brought up that Jesse, she told the biggest company in the world to basically go fuck themselves. Because everyone thinks that she walked out with Mercedes.
What she did was she told the
Most powerful man in wrestling.
About to say the megalomaniac and probably the most powerful man in wrestling at one point, and his stooge to go fuck himself, and they had every right to do so.
Right.
The reason, like I tell people, I believe it has worked out so well for Naomi and recently not so well for Mercedes is one simple thing. It's just real. You have to go back to see the fruits of your sacrifice at some point. And what I mean by that is she knew, and she went to TNA and had a fucking great run.
It was a really good run.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, it was awesome.
But understanding, like, I have to go back and see the fruits of me basically leaving my dream job and possibly never getting it back.
And you know who that type of person is? That's the humble person.
Right.
That's the person who realizes I did something, but now I've got to go back and I've got to make it. See, again, there are people that stand on something, and then there are people that selfishly, Mercedes, they just go and they get theirs. Naomi knew that she was trying to change something.
Is fine, but
Well, no. Here's the thing: Mercedes' arrogance is partially earned, even though it's been booked like shit. It's partially earned because of Vince and John Laurinaitis.
yeah, for sure.
But Jesse, one person is trying to make the place they left better.
Right.
The other one is just riding the coattails of being right. And, you know, history really remembers the one who tries to really come full circle more than the one who just takes theirs.
I agree.
And, you know, it's like, again, because it sounds like I'm ripping Mercedes and saying WWE was right. Never said that a goddamn day in my life involving these two women. And that will never be the case.
No.
But, Jesse, I think history will remember Trinity more than they'll remember Mercedes. Not because of belts, but because somebody stood on something.
Right.
And then, Jesse, you know this from so many things you've done, and obviously in the music business it happens so many times. To really go back and look everyone in the face.
Right.
Because, you know, Jesse, right now, I don't wish this upon them, but let's be honest. You and I both know this. I Prevail's future is kind of up in the air a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Now, it's basically been proven it was a mutual breakup, but it was done because they just can't stand to be in the same room as each other right now. Which is what, you know, what happens in bands.
Right.
It is what it is. Brian was incredibly, but, you know, thankful to those guys, and he says, oh, someday I want to be friends with them again. But right now it's just not going to work. But, Jesse, we obviously can't say I Prevail was wrong because we don't know what their future is going to look like yet because it's still so early.
Right.
But Jesse, she left guaranteed fame, stardom, money, opportunity. And now she's back, and they're realizing, we don't need you, but you were right for why you left. And, it's like I said, I just, it's hard to explain, but I think everyone who is able to just be a fan and not be a sicko or a diehard or a drone or whatever the word you want to use, Jesse, I think Trinity's going to be looked at more favorably than Mercedes.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
In this whole thing,
no doubt.
And I don't want to diminish Mercedes' legacy after leaving, but Jesse, there's a lot to be said when you come back and you want to make it better for everyone,
right?
Because you had to leave to make it better.
You know what's crazy to me, because when they both left,
yeah,
and the commentators are forced to say some really terrible shit about them, which just peak of fucking petty.
And Michael Cole has apologized to them profusely.
Well, he looked disgusted as some of the words started to come out of Corey's mouth.
I'm surprised he didn't just walk the fuck out,
because I'm sure they both.
I don't blame him.
Fucking madman on the other side. It was one of those things where you knew of course they were probably in the fucking right for being fuck you guys, we're done.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to do something with the division.
Yeah.
Now, it can be proven they tried.
Yeah.
Mercedes has now tried to say this again, and unlike Trinity, it's hard to prove she's tried. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the idea.
And so, that's really the difference between these two women, and why Trinity is so.
Because
damn
Mercedes
deserving.
is known for every time I show up, I win a belt. Naomi is known for I'm going to put in the work and earn the belts, and I'm going to do my best for the division. I'm going to do my best for the women, and I'm going to prove to all of you that I earned this by not just walking in and demanding. Because again, her family's got some pull.
Right.
She could have just looked at them and said, Triple H, put Tiffany to the side, put EO to the side, do all this stuff to the side, give me my run, let me go do it to these ladies later. Jesse, she came in, she became part of the locker room again, she became part of the sisterhood,
Right.
She worked with these girls, she's done stories where she hasn't been the winner.
Right.
She had I would say it was meant to be, in order to become what she is, a lackluster babyface run.
Right.
But that was by design, not by mistakes.
Right.
And now Triple H said, not only were you right, but you earned this.
Right.
Because again, Jesse, the truth is Triple H isn't the one that did that to her. He doesn't need to give her the belt. He doesn't need to say, you were right, here you go. That's the biggest thing. Mercedes feels so unearned. It feels forced.
It just feels too much at this point.
Right.
But yeah, no. Congratulations to Naomi. And a triple threat I'm really looking forward to at SummerSlam.
It's gonna be a really good match.
That is
definitely gonna be.
That is
excellent.
good.
But I want to get away from this and let our fans know that we've always supported the talent, but like I said, certain talent go about things in a way that I can't get behind. Mercedes has made a hell of a career for herself outside of WWE, but it feels like it's the nana boo boo childish I got what I wanted, so fuck everybody else thing.
Right.
And it's really hard to root for that person. And somebody else, Jesse, it took 2 years, but they're now in the same place Mercedes is, but it feels like I can support that person. It feels like they did something for the betterment of everybody.
Right.
And that's always going to be a quality that I would want my kids to get behind. It's almost like the argument of There's MJ's style of being a teammate, and there's LeBron's style of being a teammate.
Right.
Regardless of the results, Jesse, there's one way you'd rather your kids be.
Right.
And it's not punching out their teammates. it's whether or not we win as much, trying to get everybody involved, trying to make
Right.
people better, trying to make a situation better. Because
Right.
Jesse, I would argue LeBron doesn't go back to Cleveland. Are they what they are now? No, because they tasted success.
Right.
And they realized that what they needed to do to get. See, I've always said LeBron's first run with Cleveland, that's on Dan Gilbert. Because he tried.
Right.
Can you imagine if LeBron had the equivalency of this Cleveland roster when he was at his absolute physical peak?
They would have won already.
They would have won a hell of a lot more.
Right.
But I guess for me, folks, and Leroy, I'll speak to you as a dad. I don't think you would. First of all, you would stand by your kids if they stood up for themselves and they were in the right for it. But I don't think you would want your kids to go about it the way that Mercedes has gone about it.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I think you would look at your
Yes.
kids and you would say, all right, if you want to go back and if you want to change something, you're not going to do it by yourself.
Yes.
And you shouldn't do it for yourself. Now, obviously, circumstances are what they are. Depends on what happens to your kids.
Oh, yeah.
But if your kids were in a similar situation and they walked out of a job, but then that job comes back to them, and if it's a job at like a McDonald's, yeah, you would tell your kids, go on to greener pastures. It is what it is. Now, if McDonald's comes back and offers your kids pretty life-changing differences for them and their kids, you would tell them, you maybe might want to look at this a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like let's say Evan, walked out because he was getting treated like crap as a line worker. But he comes back because they offered him management. You would probably sit him down and be like, yeah, but this is better for everyone. Your kids,
Yeah. Oh,
their,
yeah, I would
their
definitely
future.
do that.
You can
Yes.
you have the power to fix it for other like you would tell your kid, they're giving you the opportunity to actually make change. That's going to be more important than just getting more money somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm dealing that with my oldest
Okay.
daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, she was trying to get back with possibly just finding a job and trying to find herself.
Sure.
And then she was going to go back to the same company that Kathy's working for. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it didn't work. Kathy tried her best. It frustrated my daughter in trying to find a job. And I looked at her and said, hey, you know what? Got to keep trying.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
And lo and behold, 2 days after that, she got a job offer. I mean, doing stuff like that and just looking at, my children and say, sometimes you got to go roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And things work out for you. Just like Naomi, she had to go through the punches
Yeah.
and get back, and then she got a reward at the end. And it works out. I mean, it works that way with my kids.
And then, like I said, I don't want to make jokes. I don't want to use nicknames and this and that. But I think that what Mercedes is doing is very selfish and is very sort of one-sided. And I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't think that she's making it anything better except for her. Now, does she deserve that? That's up for debate because of what happened. But I feel like there's a much more admirable way, because I think Mercedes had the opportunity to make better, maybe not in WWE the way that Naomi is,
Yeah.
but she had the ability to make it better for other companies, other women around the wrestling spectrum. And she's the only one benefiting.
And that is so true. That is so true. I don't know why she feels that way, or maybe it said it makes her feel better. It makes her look at it and say, screw you to Vince and everybody back. I did what I could do.
Sure.
That's okay, but not exactly the way to do it.
Because you and I both know many times people go and have individual success, but now other people are going to get treated the way that they were.
Yeah.
And I feel like both women were offered the ability to change the landscape. And one just got a bunch of belts and a bunch of money and fame and
Yeah, and it's
whatever.
that just changed it for her. I
and
mean,
the other one got similar fame and fortune, but also is getting to impact change.
yeah, to help people instead of just herself. I mean, she did that through TNA, which was an awesome run.
Yeah.
And coming back to WWE and everybody loving her, and then coming back and her character change.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Right. And you know, it's like I know we're spending a lot of time on it, but like I don't want it to be glossed over that yeah, she won, but she didn't win right away.
No.
She didn't come back to WWE and then a week later was Money in the Bank. She came back and there was a lot of questions on when is she going to get her validation.
Wasn't it over a year or close to a year before this happened?
I
think pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I it's just I really didn't think that was going to hit me the way that it did in the analytical sense of like, you know, somebody made a change but knew that change was going to take time.
That is true.
And somebody else decided to capitalize on it and in my opinion has very selfishly done better for herself, but like where are these divisions? Where are the other women who have been brought up because of her? You know? And you know, I don't want to make this come off as we think that Mercedes Moné, you know, was wrong. Clearly Vince and John Laurinaitis were wrong.
Well, yes, they are wrong.
Clearly these two women were right and then these two men were wrong. But the way they went about it is crazy. Anyway, so Jesse is taking care of a couple things off camera there.
Did we do that?
What are we going there?
Oh.
I can't read from over here, but what do you got? You can go ahead and just say it.
Or there's our sponsor. Did we do that?
We have not.
You know?
But I do think that we will put that in post. We will take care of that because we got to get out of here at some point.
Well, definitely, you know, it's like, yeah, after what we talked with, there's a great, you know, follow to get to our sponsor right there, and I will slide it in there on post.
Yeah. And I will give you sort of like a small intro of like we would like to once again make sure that everyone does use our BetterHelp code to people that are in need of it. That's a big thing there. And like I said, I think the best transition here, Leroy, you can kind of fit me in here. You know, fit it in where you want, pause it where you want. I think that because we got so heavy there, let's make sure that we throw them in there and we give some validation to the people over at BetterHelp. But Leroy will work on that in post. We appreciate everyone that uses BetterHelp.
Oh, yes.
Leroy, you printed out, I've got what looks to be 25 some pay-per-views here between NXT and WWE.
15.
I've got a hell of a lot more on my sheet, brother.
I don't, no. Well, yeah, there's around 20.
What a crazy announcement. What a crazy announcement about WWE. Or AEW, I'm sorry.
Anyway, Jesse, we missed BetterHelp. Leroy's going to throw them in post.
Well, and you know what? And they're a great sponsor of ours, and maybe you know, within the therapy community, they can help AEW. Apparently, they have a new show. They want to announce. It's called AEW Card, right? And what it's about is the fact that they book their show on Uno cards. Yeah.
The only thing I don't have in here is the Saturday Night's Main Event.
Well, we don't need those. We just
I
need
don't
PLEs.
think because
All
them
right,
are
so
just
Jesse,
there. So
I think we're just gonna go from the top here. New Year's Evil. It's in the name. That's probably gonna stay right there at the New Year's slot.
I agree.
Leroy, could you write these down as we decide them? Jesse, where do you think the Rumble should go? Do you think it should start the calendar year?
Fucking perfect in late January, early February.
Okay.
Perfect.
Vengeance Day.
This is typically they do it around Thanksgiving.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Valentine's.
yes.
I got food on my mind.
Do we need it?
We can nix these. I'm okay with nixing some stuff because, like you said, we're trying to cut this. We're trying to cut this down. in my opinion.
It's a lot.
Last year, Vengeance Day was just a specialized show.
Leroy. 2 columns, NXT and then WWE. 2
That's
columns.
okay. It's fine. Well, for you to write down.
Yeah. For you to write down.
We absolutely don't need Vengeance Day anymore.
Now remember, this is just the NXT calendar that we're talking
Right.
about. Okay, so now back to WWE here. Do we need Elimination Chamber as a pay-per-view, or can we cut it and make it special down the line?
Keep it.
You want to keep the pay-per-view?
I think the reason I keep it
Uh-huh.
because one, it's actually usually perfectly spaced in between Royal Rumble and Mania.
Do you want to keep it
So
because
get rid of Vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far we have no NXT pay-per-views. We have 2 WWE pay-per-views.
Until Roadblock. Roadblock usually is the same weekend as Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's fun. Keep that there.
Now,
Okay.
are you keeping Elimination Chamber because it gives you an out every year to create a second challenger for the belt that's not the Royal? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
both the men and women's side, I think that's important.
So Leroy, in January we're gonna have New Year's Evil and the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
If we're gonna keep WrestleMania around April or May, which I think Jesse you'd like it early April, just after March Madness. That way it's not competing with anything.
WrestleMania, where it was this year, was actually not bad.
So you want it like
In
first,
April.
Like middle of April.
mid-April. Okay. So
Yeah.
then. Okay. So
Well, we
actually,
got-
in the end, I actually did like that move. That
So
was a good move.
okay, okay.
So
We got mid-April WrestleMania. We got 2
We got
shows in January.
So you got
Where's Elimination
well, 'cause
Chamber?
New Year's Eve is not a WWE show; it's an NXT show. New Year's Eve has turned into an NXT.
That's
show.
true. Okay, so yeah. Okay.
That is an NXT.
That's
that
why
is
I'm like,
NXT.
you do not need Vengeance Day anymore.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so right now, Leroy, we have basically January 1st or right around there. We have New Year's Evil.
Right.
And that is NXT.
That's
Yeah,
NXT.
that's NXT. For WWE, we're going to keep Royal Rumble end
Royal
of
Rumble is
January.
perfect where it is.
So that's 2 shows in January, and that's it.
right.
For both brands.
Correct.
And then
one show
Elimination
each.
Chamber is
March?
still in February.
March.
So March, you got the Chamber and Roadblock.
Okay.
In March?
Yes.
March.
Or February?
March.
In March.
March. We're going to skip February. February is just going to be a build.
February's build.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now we have 2
Put that in
shows
March.
per brand.
Right.
Which by the way, Jesse, normally
So you'd put Roadblock and Elimination Chamber in March?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah. So Jesse, in 3 months we have 4 shows.
Right.
That's not bad.
Right.
I don't hate that.
But stand and deliver.
That's got to stay with
That's
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania weekend. Gotta keep that.
So now
Okay, so
Jesse, hold
that'll
on.
be in-
Hold on. January, February, March, April. We're 4
NXT's
months in.
biggest show of the year.
So Jesse, 4 months in, 4 shows.
Yes.
But that's not a show a month either.
Right.
So okay.
And then he said keep both WrestleMania and
Stand and Deliver.
Stand
Stand
and
and
Deliver
deliver same weekend.
mid-April.
Mid-April.
Okay.
I don't mind Backlash because I think Backlash historically is because of the name. It's the WrestleMania Backlash.
Correct.
But I would but hold on. Now, Jesse, here's the $1 million question always. Is Backlash an instant reaction to WrestleMania, or is it we let some stuff play? Like, how soon after WrestleMania do you have a Backlash?
So you do this probably closer to June.
Okay, so basically Backlash is now going back to what it was
Yeah.
after WrestleMania 20, which is it is an instant.
in May.
This is going to
You're right.
mirror
Late
WrestleMania.
May, early June.
Right, but so okay, Jesse, am I right in questioning then? Backlash is not an exact replica of the WrestleMania card, but it has feuds coming out of WrestleMania.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm gonna use
Battlegrounds?
This pencil.
Cut Battlegrounds.
God, you don't need Battlegrounds.
It's so not needed.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Cut Battlegrounds.
Cut Battlegrounds, no Battlegrounds at all?
No Battleground at all.
All right.
So okay, how many shows? Okay, so we're in mid-May now. How many WWE shows do we have?
So
Let's see here. We got
Vengeance Day.
1, 2, 3,
We're 4 WWE
4
shows.
WWE.
And how
and
many?
then we got 1 NXT,
Are we counting the Rumble?
2. Yeah.
I guess you could count the Rumble as an
One.
NXT thing, but they only basically have NXT as participants in the Rumble,
Yeah,
which
so-
is fine.
No. Okay, so January.
So next year it's 2 days in Saudi Arabia.
But you've got women's matches and men's matches. So
I
you-
wonder
you
if
still-
they're going to add NXT matches to it.
let's not speculate though.
Well,
Okay,
we got
okay, but-
we
okay,
got 3 NXT, 4 WWE.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Evolution.
Move it.
Well,
move it.
I just put it in there because
But
it
no.
was
I'm
whatever.
just because
We're keeping it-
Move, but we're
Keeping-
keeping it. But we move it.
outside of WrestleMania
We're-
season.
We're moving it outside of SummerSlam.
Okay.
Evolution should
So-
be a fall pay-per-view.
Fall pay-per-view.
Okay. In that case, let's jump. All right, let's jump around a little bit, Leroy. In
Is
that
that
case,
and that's kind of for the ladies? That's going to be a kind of a combination main roster NXT.
yeah. But okay,
that's
so,
the way it was.
So Leroy, if we're gonna put Survivor Series in November, then give me.
It's always been in November.
Right, exactly. So put Survivor Series in
Evolution
November.
in December.
No.
No.
No. Give me Evolution. You know what? October usually doesn't have a lot going on. Jesse, hear me out.
No. I was looking at the calendar here.
No. Okay.
No,
Hear me out.
The only thing probably going around in October would be Halloween.
What if
Havoc.
WWE did Bad Blood, Jesse? What if I gave you Evolution and Bad Blood in October?
Okay.
No NXT pay-per-view in October, but WWE's got 2.
Well, they Halloween Havoc. That usually is right around Halloween time.
That or it's usually
And that's usually a special TV show.
a special TV show.
And that I think that would be fine.
So I'm gonna keep it because that's usually what they have it as anyway.
It's
So you
not a
have it,
PLE.
It's not a PLE.
Okay.
Not in October. Bad Blood in-
SummerSlam is in the perfect slot. End of the summer, biggest
It's
party
right
of the
around,
summer.
It's right in August. As a matter
Keep
of
it
fact,
in August.
if they could keep it to the first weekend of August, that would be best.
Now,
okay, I would.
now is there?
I just look
now,
on it. The big 4 that we always have. Keep them where they're at.
Yes, they're fine. Jesse, I have a question. Where is Crown Jewel or Night of Champions?
Let's have this discussion.
Do they need it?
Well, they're keeping it. So
because Crown Jewel this year's in Perth,
okay,
so technically this year I think we only got one Saudi PLE.
right, okay, and that was yeah. Okay.
And
No,
that
I
was
think
Night of
there's 2.
Champions. Next year, technically, we have 3.
Okay, so pause for a sec, because this is us jumping around. So since July,
I'm just kind of spitting what
we
the
have nothing
facts
in
are.
July. Money in the Bank in July. It's just off WrestleMania season.
Yes.
Okay, so Leroy, give me Money in the Bank for WWE in July.
July.
Yep.
All right.
Jesse, do we? It's July. Give me Heat Wave. Give me Heat Wave for NXT in July.
All right.
You just do it the Sunday after.
So we're into August. Just into August, how many shows we got?
Actually, really quick.
Into August.
Really quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Heat Wave this year
Yeah.
is on the first day of SummerSlam.
Okay.
Let me check.
Double check. I'm pretty sure they moved it to the.
Okay, so
first-
Jesse, so Jesse, July 4th weekend, or sorry.
Yeah, Heatwave is August 24th this year.
Okay, so then Jesse.
Wow.
Okay.
They moved it to the 24th to Forbidden Door?
That sounds like them.
I think
All
that
right.
sounds like Forbidden Door. I hate that. Move it up.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse, how about we keep it in NXT, but that first week of July, whenever the Tuesday happens, do we just do a TV event or do we do a PLE? But let's give Great American Bash.
It needs to go back to being a TV thing.
Okay. All right.
Remember
okay.
when
I
Keith
think
Lee
that
won,
works.
it was Great American Bash.
Right.
but it was
Yes.
TV.
Okay. So, Leroy,
Let's
how?
see.
So
Great American Bash, just TV.
yeah. Okay. So for PLEs, how many do we have for NXT and WWE through August?
Okay, so let me write this down.
Just August.
All right.
So,
So we have. Let's see here.
Through August, how many WWE PLEs?
We got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I got about 6.
Do we have 6 through August?
I think I have 6.
So we're now
6.
what?
Yeah.
We are 8 months in, and we
Yeah,
only have
6.
6 pay-per-views. Jesse,
6 for WWE.
Jesse, do you
and,
think that's enough time for main roster story?
Yeah, that's a lot of time for
Okay.
build.
Leroy, how many NXT shows do I have?
7. I think it looks like.
Just PLEs. I don't.
Yeah, I'm looking at PLEs here. Hold on a second.
Just PLEs, Jesse. I don't want TV shows yet.
7. That's what it looks like.
7.
7.
New Year's Evil.
Remember they
Roadblock.
get-
Stand and Deliver. That's 3. We cut Battleground.
We cut Battleground.
Halloween. No. We're not
Halloween
talking.
Havoc is TV. I forgot to write TV on that. Hold on.
Yeah, I want PLEs through August on NXT.
There we go. Stop fucking doing that.
Yeah. No, we got like 4.
4.
I think somebody.
I think that's fine for NXT. It doesn't overblow the main roster. It doesn't overblow the NXT talent. I'm fine with 4, Jesse.
Crown Jewel probably stays in September.
Jesse, pause. We're staying right now. Okay, so we're through August. The first 8 months, we have 4 NXT, 6 WWE.
So,
PLEs.
Yep.
so
And then of course we have a couple.
We're not doing TV. We're just doing.
But then
No,
most
PLEs.
people are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe." No, they still have. We still have a couple
after this
special
year,
TV.
After this year, they have to move NXT Heatwave to the weekend of SummerSlam.
Okay.
You have to. You cannot do this shit. And by the way, that's the other bad thing recently about the fucking TKO thing. Stop fucking thinking about AEW.
So if they put Heatwave in August,
Hold on. 2 days SummerSlam. Make Heatwave your stand and deliver
Yes.
for SummerSlam.
Yes.
So now Heatwave is back as a PLE. Make that a PLE Saturday afternoon for SummerSlam weekend. Is that up to 5 or are we still at 4?
They almost made $1 billion fucking dollars through WrestleMania
still-
weekend this
it's-
past year.
because I had
So
that in.
so what are my NXT shows?
I had it in July.
what
Oh,
are my-
NXT shows.
Yeah, what are my NXT shows?
NXT shows. We'll have New Year's Evil.
Okay, January.
We'll have Roadblock.
We said March.
Yep.
Yeah, we said March.
Stand and Deliver.
April.
And then we'll have
Heatwave in August.
Heatwave
Sorry.
and
Heatwave in August. Okay.
August. Yeah.
Jesse, do we need another PLE for NXT?
Dear God, no.
So we're good with 4 through 8 months.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So NXT's all right.
Sean's shows are best, and we experienced it.
Yep.
Sean's shows are best when he has time to breathe.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. What okay, all right. So now okay, so Great American Bash. Okay, so now Leroy put a side note on NXT, put a second column for NXT TV shows. The only one that I can think of, Jesse, for TV is Bash.
Well, so I have Bash, I have Halloween Havoc. Sorry,
We're
camera,
still in
for
August.
those listening to me. But I'm just saying what I wrote for TV.
Okay.
So they could probably do Bash as TV in August.
But do we need another TV event in the first 8 months of the year?
You could probably do No Mercy.
For NXT?
It's NXT No Mercy.
Okay, so where are we putting that? Do we have anything in May?
You could put that in May.
for
Not as a PLE though.
No. Strictly TV. Strictly
Yeah.
TV.
No, we. got
I'm
nothing in
fine.
May.
I'm fine with an NXT pay-per-view every 2 months. I'm okay with that.
I'm just gonna say it.
Put that one in May. you
Might as well
think?
put Night of Champions in May because that's when they're probably gonna fucking do it.
Okay.
They're probably always gonna go to Saudi Arabia in May.
Okay.
That'll drop 2
So,
in May.
well, hold on. Pause. Can you do a Saudi Arabia trip before WrestleMania?
No.
No, it'd be after.
So then you can't do it in May.
Well, we have
Sorry,
Backlash
yeah,
in May.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's Backlash in May.
There is Backlash in May. So either it's gonna be after. It's gonna probably be 2 weeks after Backlash.
Okay.
That's one we're not getting out of.
So I've got 7 WWE shows.
Crown,
Yeah.
You say Crown Jewel in June
May. Put it in May.
or May or June
So I have Night of Champions in
or
May
Night
or
of
June
Champions.
because they're always gonna make that trip 2 weeks after one of those pay-per-views.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, so we're up to SummerSlam. How much?
I just fucking remember they have 3 events next year in Saudi Arabia, including the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they do.
Well, no, but Jesse, remember, we are cutting what we're okay, right now I have 6 WWE pay-per-views in 8 months.
Sorry, I got to get rid of a couple things. Backlash France. I don't know why that was included on this list.
I thought I
Bash in Berlin.
Cut that.
I'll cut that and Clash in Paris.
No, Leroy.
Because
Leroy,
we just don't
okay,
know.
Leroy,
when those
Leroy,
I
are.
just put everything down
no,
that
no,
they
which
have.
is smart.
That's smart,
no
but no, Leroy. The point is, we are trying to lighten the pay-per-view PLE burden that WWE has. Okay, we are
Yep.
trying to. Okay, so pause everyone's brains. Look at me right now. Everyone who might be watching live. Okay, Leroy. Through August, how many PLEs do I have in WWE? Just count them. Don't
So
name them.
I can do it really quick.
Just count them.
So
Yeah,
Royal Rumble is
It isn't
1.
changed.
Count them. I don't.
Elimination number 2.
Okay.
WrestleMania is 3.
Okay.
We got Backlash is 4.
Okay.
Um,
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions is 5. SummerSlam is 6.
Okay. I'm happy with that. In
Yeah.
8 months, 6 shows. How many NXT PLEs do we have?
So we have New Year's Evil.
Okay.
We have Roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
We have Stand and Deliver. It looks like
Heat Wave is on SummerSlam weekend.
Heat Wave is SummerSlam.
Is that it for PLEs?
That's 4. That's it.
In 8 months, every 2 months. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with that. How many TV events do we have for NXT?
So Halloween Havoc.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's later.
Oh,
No.
sorry. Great American Bash.
Okay.
And
NXT No Mercy.
Yeah, No Mercy.
So that's 2 TV events.
2 TV events.
The talent doesn't have to prepare for a PLE. They don't have to travel.
Because it's right there in Florida.
They can just do a show. So we
Right.
have 6 and 6 then
Yeah.
through the first 8 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go to September. We're not doing Clash. We're not doing in September. Oh shit! Hold on. Pause. Didn't we add Money in the Bank to
Shit. Before SummerSlam. So that's 7.
July?
So that's 7 for WWE.
That's still not bad.
Which ain't bad.
That's
7
7
and 8
months.
months.
That's still not
No.
bad. Okay, so
Thank you for the reminder.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay. So now we're in September. Let's not go month by month, but Jesse. Okay, so Survivor Series is when? November.
November.
Okay, so we've got.
Also September. Could do Worlds Collide again.
But do you want to make that a main roster pay-per-view, or do you want to keep that as a special? Bring that back once in a while kind of thing. That's my whole thing.
So why don't we do October?
October is going to be Halloween Havoc TV event.
Right.
So put that as TV
But then
for NXT.
for you can also put in there because you can do that one near Halloween.
Because we're doing SummerSlam early August, right?
Yeah, keeping it early August.
First 2 weeks of August.
because that's a fucking perfect placement for it.
Okay, perfect. So now I've got 2 weeks off. Gets me to September. So now do we do mid-September? Do we throw something in there?
I'm thinking the end of September you do Bad Blood and then you do Worlds Collide. Like they did this year with Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank.
So are we cutting Evolution or are we making Evolution something? Oh, no. Evolution with Survivor Series?
No, we said before.
This
that.
is why I'm thinking you do Evolution before Christmas.
Right before Christmas? Okay.
Because remember, they take Christmas week off now.
Yeah,
well,
they do.
They kind of take Christmas week off, but they do the shows in Madison Square Garden and all that.
So,
But-
but again, that's not taped or PLE.
Right,
So
that's special event.
So, okay, how about right before Christmas when it's all taped anyway? The men can go home, the women can be unabated and be the only really live thing going on.
Because usually Survivor Series is going to be the week before Thanksgiving or the weekend after.
Okay, so Leroy, November, give me Survivor Series.
So Survivor Series, and the other NXT one is Deadline. So let's throw that one.
I like Deadline in November.
Yeah,
So then December, I think the only PLE
would be Evolution.
would be Evolution. So we've gotten through the whole year. How many WWE events do we have?
So total, I think that's 9 on the WWE side. 9 and 9.
Because you have Bad Blood in there.
Right.
You have Evolution. So we're okay.
So it's like 10. It's like 10 and 10 or 9 and 9.
So we're doing 3 pay-per-views from September to December,
yeah, for WWE, yeah,
and I'm fine with that.
which would be perfect.
So we have 9.
Right.
Are we going to add anything NXT television wise?
Nah. Like I said, get rid of Battleground. It's not even fucking necessary.
Hold on, Jesse. hold on, boys. Somewhere between September and December, hear me out. Because Halloween Havoc will be whatever week Halloween is, and that's a TV event.
Right.
So from September to December, how many NXT events do I have, period?
September to December?
Yeah. Is it
Okay.
just Halloween Havoc?
No.
What do I have?
So, like I said, you're keeping Deadline.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, deadline. And that should that be the Saturday before Survivor Series?
I've already said you can keep No Mercy.
Well, yeah, but that's in the first 8 months, September through December.
No, NXT.
You said
I
No
said-
Mercy was going to be what, mid summer, didn't you?
You said
No.
May
You said May for
Did I
for
say
No
May?
Mercy.
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
for NXT. Yeah.
yeah. That's what he's got written down.
Tell me. So, do not interrupt him. Tell me what we had written down here
For what?
for the schedule.
What's our schedule so far?
Oh, I'm just trying to go through everything. Well, you said no. You said in No Mercy in May.
That's
Did
what,
I?
Yes.
Yeah, you said May. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
For NXT.
Because really, the first 6 months are damn near perfect.
Okay.
The first 6 to 8 months are damn near perfect.
So yeah.
Can I say something that I was going to say, Jesse? What if I give you back Worlds Collide as a yearly show, but have it be NXT versus TNA?
Here's the thing: Worlds Collide is going to be WWE, AAA, and then if TNA wants to get involved, I'm sure they'll be a part of it.
So this is their forbidden door.
That's what I would assume.
There we go. Yeah.
So we're keeping that every year.
Yeah.
But now where are we putting that?
Like I said,
Because we have 4 months where we have damn
I
near
would
nothing.
I would totally do it. Now this year they kind of threw it together after they bought CMLL or AAA.
Yeah.
I love the Mexican companies, but fuck.
Too many letters.
Too many 3 letters. But
Where are you putting Worlds Collide then?
I gotta put it in September.
Okay. Now, is that unabated? There's nothing else. We have nothing in September.
It's either September or October. Because remember, I said keep Bad Blood.
You said that in October.
Right.
But that's the Halloween WWE main roster show because Halloween Havoc.
And that's why you put Worlds Collide before that, like they
In
did,
September.
like they did with LA and Worlds Collide this year with Money in the Bank.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so now if we're gonna keep that, how many WWE shows do I have throughout the year?
So
Through the shoot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's fucking perfect. Because Worlds Collide's gonna be out on its own
I
anyway.
was about to say that's almost too.
Main
fucking
roster's
perfect.
done.
Yeah, that's
Put-
almost too fucking perfect.
Put that shit in fucking stone.
Yeah, that's
I'm done.
almost-
And
too
we didn't.
perfect.
Yeah, because I
In
said
12 months, you give me 10 shows? Abso-freaking-lutely. And by the way, the Big Four will always say, what we're trying
They
to do,
stay where they are.
we're trying to help the smaller shows.
Yes.
So, like, nah, dude, I like that shit.
Well, I said for the WWE, the Royal Rumble,
Just WWE. We start
Roy-
the year with WWE.
And
Or
for-
we start
Roy-
the year with Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber,
Yep.
Mania,
Yep.
Backlash.
Yep.
Are we doing 90 Champions and Money in the Bank right
Yes.
around that? Okay.
So that's 6.
Yeah, so that's 6.
So that's there. SummerSlam after
7.
that.
Yep.
Gotta get that going.
Yep.
All right. And then Bad Blood.
Okay.
And then Survivor Series.
Yep.
And then
Evolution.
later with the Ladies Evolution at
So,
the end.
so that's 10. I love that schedule. Jesse, the stories you could tell, Jesse, you have 4 Big Fours where all the rivalries can like sort of come to
Right.
come to pass.
You know all the
but
big
then you can
stars are
use
gonna be there.
Yeah, but then you can use the pay-per-views to continue rivalries, not end them.
Right.
I like that.
Now, here's the thing we didn't talk about is the special events. They're probably still going to do Saturday Night Main Event. Not a big deal.
I'm sticking with PLEs right now.
I know, but I'm just
Yeah,
throwing
yeah.
it out there. They're going to
So
probably
now
still
let's
do
go to
Saturday Night
so
Main
now let's go to
Event. It's not a
NXT.
big
What do I
deal.
have for PLEs? Just PLEs.
So I got Roadblock,
Okay.
One,
Stand and Deliver.
2, 3, 4.
Are we doing?
5,
Well, no,
6.
hold on. We have New Year's Evil, Jesse.
Oh yeah, New Year's Evil.
Yep.
I get 6.
So New Year's Evil,
Roadblock.
Stand and Deliver.
Yep. Heat Wave.
Heat Wave.
Evil,
Okay.
Roadblock, Stand and Deliver, No Mercy, Heat Wave, Worlds Collide.
No. Worlds Collide. We're gonna bump up to main roster.
I thought
about
we were
this?
NXT.
Keep it NXT, TNA, and AAA.
I almost want to say don't even count Worlds Collide.
Don't count it. Okay.
Don't count it.
Okay. So Leroy, what do I have for PLE's NXT? Just
Plus, if they're
PLEs.
smart, they keep it on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we saying Deadline as one of the PLAs?
Yes.
So from the beginning of
Deadline is the Saturday before Survivor Series.
So New Year's Evil, Roadblock, Stand and Deliver. Then I have NXT No Mercy,
Heat Wave, Deadline.
Great American Bash. Well, that's a TV one.
PLEs, just PLEs.
And
yeah.
then Deadline.
Okay, so that's
Yeah, I said
6 or 7.
Evil, Roadblock, Stand
so
and
that's
Deliver,
every
No
2
Mercy.
months they have a
1,
PLE.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
5,
Yeah.
6.
So that's 8 weeks of build.
Because
I like
a
that.
couple of them they get the Sundays. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
They're by themselves. Yeah.
they're
So-
by themselves.
Yeah.
So do you have 6 down for
6 or
PLEs
7,
for them?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, how many NXT television events do I have?
3.
So NXT in 9. So NXT in 12 months will do 9 special events. WWE will do 10, and then Worlds Collide is thrown in there, and then a couple Saudi shows. Jesse, we're only at maybe 21 big events in
Which is
12 months.
Great.
So okay, we're gonna be posting that to our Facebook and our Twitter,
Because
and we're
this
gonna put
year,
and Jesse and I are gonna make sure we put the months,
right?
and we're going to be very clear.
Because this year they have close to 30 something,
Right. So
which is too fucking much.
so now
It's
now
that
hold
trying
on.
to figure
Now hold
this
on.
out
Now
was
hold on.
crazy.
Remember, it's maybe. Now remember, we're overestimating that we're going to have 3 Saudi shows. If it's a year where they only have 2, that's even less.
well, next year they have 3.
Right. But no, Jesse, I think if you so we have 13 WWE events. Is it 13 or 12? We have 13 WWE events and we have 9 NXT events.
It's 10 and 9.
10 and 9.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's 10 and 9. So that's 19.
yeah.
So if you add 2 more Saudi shows, because we're counting 1 Saudi show in that 10 for WWE, Night of Champions. Night of Champions stays in Saudi Arabia. I'm fine with that.
Right.
So, okay.
Now I got between PLEs 16 between the two. Not
Okay.
19.
Not 19.
No, if you want to add like the
It's
the
19
TV.
adding
if you want to add the TV
TV.
shows.
So it's 16 PLEs.
So
16,
16
yeah. So
was
it's
just
6
for
NXT.
Saturday and Sunday.
So younger developing talent doesn't have to travel that much. I'm okay
Correct.
with that. And WWE only has 10 shows in 12 months.
Right.
You know what, folks? We're going to post this. You guys give us your thoughts.
And 3 of them are special event weekends, so
Right. So we're going to write this down when we get off recording here, and we're going to post it, and we're going to post it, and we're going to share it everywhere. You guys give us your thoughts. But
Do we want to put? Are we not going to include the crown jewels and the class
Put them-
shows, or not really?
put them as so you know how we do our top 5s. There's like honorable mentions. Put them as a
you
put,
almost
put,
have to put Crown Jewel on the side. Yeah.
put an asterisk of
Yeah.
maybe.
Because this year Crown Jewel's in Perth.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking weird.
Yeah. So okay. So all right. So we'll put an asterisk. So basically, if we take 2 Saudi shows, add them to that 19,
Yeah.
we're getting maybe 21
I'll take
total events.
I'll take it because, like I said, this year they're doing close to 30, and they spread themselves so fucking thin by stretching all the shows to also try to cover over AEW shows that's why Evolution got no fucking build. That's why fucking what was the major one they did the PLE, and it just felt so short.
All right. So anyway, folks, we're gonna say goodbye because we're gonna get together off camera and we're gonna put this on paper and then we're gonna post it to everything. Thank you guys so much for listening. Leroy will be dropping our BetterHelp ad in there where he can. Thank you guys so very much, and we'll talk to you guys all next week.
Bye bye.